Down the road to Union Station, running through the fog. Thought I saw Joe Hill last night, grinning like a dog. I understand they did you in for everyone to see. He smiled, shook his head. That's a lie, said he. I've been on a mountaintop, observing from a cloud. Been in the hearts of workers, milling with the crowd. My tears are shed for freedom and equality of means. My blood and perspiration, all the gears of your machine. Down the road again. Down the road again. Down the road to Massachusetts, driving through the night. Thought I saw Jack Kennedy out hitchhiking by a light. I hit the brakes and I backed up slow, and Kennedy got in. Said, it's good to see you looking back in shape again, but correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they gunned you down. He just shook his head and looked off, sadly with a frown. He said, bullets are like waves, they only rearrange the
Hi, everybody. This is not fearlessly authentic, but I'm here. And, yeah. And I'm going to bring Oz on. Yeah. It's a coup. It's a coup, I tell you. I'm going to bring Oz on because he asked us to do a stream tonight. So we're going to find out why and what's going on.
Find out together.
Yeah. All right. There you go, Oz. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, good. Yeah. I wanted to share what I know about Indic culture and music. Yeah, a bit of a story. And I think it's kind of topical at the moment since Tulsi Gabbard has left the Democrats.
Oh my God. I didn't follow her before. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's a uniparty, but sure.
I don't know where she's going with that, but she's playing a very different game to what they normally do. And I mean,
we really don't have like two different. We don't have a Democrat and Republican party. We have one party, so it's
true.
really just playing politics. I didn't really follow her before. You know, like I don't believe in voting, and I don't focus my attention on politicians. So.
Yeah, she says the right things, but she does it, you know, not the way Bernie did it. With Tulsi, she's got a religious backing to what she's doing, so it's not just saying the right things for the crowd. She's conforming to her religion, basically.
Stevie, she left the Democratic Party and like blamed it on all kinds of things, like, you know,
Democrats.
Oh yeah, it was the woke Democrats. That's what she blamed it on.
Yeah.
Basically, they're not conservative enough for Tulsi.
Well, yeah, conservative in the classical sense, because she's conforming to a tradition. You see, conservative simply means that you're fighting against change. You know, if you see that change is toxic or not required, then you're conservative. Whether you do it for the right reasons or not. A lot of people they've got their sweet thing going and they don't want it interrupted by change. That's called incumbency. But no, Tulsi's different. And the reason that she's different is because of her culture. And So yeah,
I
conservative.
don't trust her. I see, you know, like what she's done in Africa, and you know, she's part of the freaking wheel. Like I don't fucking trust any of these motherfuckers.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just a like I don't want Tulsi to be the entire talk, but the thing is, what I wanted to discuss really at the core is how Indic culture is very, very different to Western culture or Christian or Abrahamic root philosophy.
No, I'm not staying over here. I don't. That's your. Go ahead. What are you doing? Oh, never mind. Okay.
Okay, so I'll take another entry point into the story and just tell the linear narrative. Now, as a flute maker, when I was first starting off, we so I was part of an online community that dedicated to the Irish music. Basically, they're conservative traditionalists, you know, and but you know their music is really vibrant. It's what I call a living tradition, because it does change, it moves along and it evolves, but it still revolves around a specific musical orbit. So it's orbiting that that theme of the music and a particular genre of music. And yeah, but it evolves. You know, the music they're playing now is not the same as what they were playing 50 years ago, because it is still growing. And anyway, so I was with this group, and I said, yeah, look, I'm starting to make the flutes. And one guy who plays in the Indian tradition was part of our group, and he said, well, look, how about you make a flute that plays this Indian scale? And he had, because he wanted an instrument, because of the stuff that he was playing, that would play in the Indian scales and be versatile enough to play a couple of those, what they call rags or raga. And so I said, yeah, look, just tell me what the notes are and I'll make one for you. And he said, oh, gee, you blokes are too quick for me. And I said, well, look, you just tell me the notes that you want on it, and I'll put together a flute for you according to your specification. And he said, great. So I put it together and demonstrated it for him. He said, no, it's kind of there, but it's not there. These notes they're not notes that you're going to find on the piano. Because the Indian scales are a bit more complex than the Western scales. And so I said, okay, I'll go off and do some research. So I found the Indic music website that had all of the rags and the shruti. The shruti is how you play the rags, because when you're playing ascending in the scale, you play certain notes, and when you're descending, you play other notes that are within the rag. And Indian music, instead of having 12-note octave like on the piano, there's 22 notes in the octave, and they're all calculated as fractional. They're not even steps. It's all a series of fractions.
Steve is saying microtonal. Tonal.
Yeah,
microtonal.
Yeah, microtonal, but it's not strictly like on a piano. The difference between each semitone is the same frequency division. And
the division is different, is what he's saying.
They're not even divisions. They're fractional, and it has to conform to the fractional steps over the 22 notes. So they're all a little bit different spacing between the notes, intervals. And then across those 22 notes, they'll pick out scales that might be a 5-note, 6-note, 7-note, 8-note, 9-note, maybe even 10. I don't know all of the rags. I've got them on a spreadsheet somewhere. I downloaded it and got all of the notes in specific frequencies. So, all worked out lovely. And anyway, so then I was able to make a set of 3 whistles that conform to 3 different rags and exactly tuned to the Indic tunings. And the way on the way of doing that, the guy who challenged me to make the special flute, he called me up on the phone and he said, look, you really need to understand how Indic music works. That it's much more integrated into day-to-day patterns and culture of the Indic people. So it's not something you just sort of pick up and put down. It's integrated in everything you do. And he said, look, with this rag that I want you to produce, it is associated with a goddess, and that goddess has a certain set of rituals and prayers, and it's a 5-note scale. It's very close to like a rock and roll pentatonic or something like that, except it's in the major key. Anyway, the rag is called Durga, and the goddess is called Durga. And he said, look, I'll explain about Durga. Just hang on a sec. And he said, I've just got to get an old scroll that the family's had for a couple of 100 years. And I said, well, okay. So he said, oh, look, I've got it here, and I'll just translate from the Sanskrit. And he related the story of the goddess Durga. And this is the legend. I'll just do the shortened version. That the one of the demon lords of hell came up to earth and was, doing demon stuff around the place, and he saw a really beautiful buffalo girl, a buffalo, Mahish, and how cows are sacred in India and all of that. And anyway, so he went and raped the cow, the buffalo, and then buggered off. And then the cow, Mahish, thought, oh, geez, this is not good, because now I'm pregnant, and the demon lord's going to come around and knock me off, because I'm inconvenient now.
Right.
So she went to, Brahma, to the mightiest of all gods, and said, what am I going to do? So Brahma said, oh, look, not much I can do for you, love, but I can make your son immortal. So the child, the half demon, half buffalo, called Mahisha, was made immortal by the highest of gods. And anyway, then the demon lord found out about it, and he went rampaging around killing all of the buffaloes, because he didn't want to have any kind of offspring running around the place challenging his power. So he went and he killed all of the buffaloes, including Mahisha's mother, Mahish. And that was a bit traumatic for the kiddie. Now he's a half demon, quite powerful. And so he got the shits with the gods, and he said, okay, I'm going to attack heaven. So he got together this huge army and started to attack heaven. And all the gods are going, holy shit, we're losing this war. They couldn't defeat the buffalo demon and his army. Even Shiva couldn't do it. So what they did is all of the gods, and look, there's probably hundreds of these gods, you know, like about 5 or 6 main ones. And so they said, all right, we'll make a golem. We'll make a new god out of our best parts. So they built the body of Durga out of their best bits and armed her with all of their best weapons.
Wow.
And and she went to war with Mahisha, and a 100-day war, and finally cut the buffalo demon's throat with the discus of Shiva.
Wow.
It's the most powerful weapon.
The Indian story, folklore stuff, and you know, deities and goddesses and gods and stuff, all of that stuff is incredibly beautifully written and nuanced, and just like so many cool things going on in that. Every time I hear a different parable or whatever you call it, you know, or some sort of story relating to a goddess or something, or their origin, I'm always like, damn, that is so fucking, so many layers of things all the time in every aspect of that religion. It's just beautiful.
The thing is, that particular story, that the goddess Durga is a god of war. And there's 22 prayers to Durga that are all prayers of overcoming impossible difficulties. You know, how to kill the immortal, you know?
Right.
And so you pray to Durga when you've got big problems. And anyways, so it's pretty obvious to me that Tulsi takes that very seriously in her religion, and very probably speaks the 22 prayers and incorporates it in the cadence of her life. You can see it. But she's not an ideologue like, the neocons, or it's not like that. This is part of her life. But the God that she's worshipping is a martial God, made for war, you know. Mm-hmm. Of course, you know, a great defender of females, and mostly the people who pray most to the goddess Durga are women, because they're the ones who face the most gnarly problems.
Right.
And,
so reason. I never realized that the Durga, because I've heard that before, that name of that deity, that it was that she was like cast from fucking, you know, parts and things, and made into a golem.
She was put together.
Yeah. And
it makes me wonder, well, who put Tulsi together?
Right.
Where did she get her part from?
A lot of similarities there.
But no, she takes that very serious, and this is why she's got no problem with war.
Yeah.
She doesn't like.
But some people don't. Some people will surprise you with their takes on war and what they think a war is. Yeah. We had this conversation earlier in JB's chat where he professed to be anti-imperialist, but down with war. Like, he was down with the war against climate change, and he was down with the war against, you know, poverty, and he was down with I'm like, JB, war is when humans kill other humans. That's fucking war. All the rest of the things you're cherry picking and calling them war, they're similar. You can attack them and approach them like war, but they're not war. You're just cherry picking what the definition is.
Yeah, those are not what. And you'll notice that whenever these politicians go to war against a word, they always lose. It gets worse.
Yeah. Words stand their own. Facts don't care. What facts don't do what you want them to. You know, that's the deal, man.
No, war on terrorism gets worse. War on drugs gets worse. War on poverty gets worse.
Yep.
You know, I'm waiting for them to do
it exacerbates every
war on love. You know,
when you start putting that war word in the context of those other things, it will exacerbate that other thing every time. It doesn't matter what you know what I mean. You like just put that preface war of whatever, and that whatever is going to get exponentially worse. You know, it just is.
And I think that you know that's kind of intentional. I think it's a tactic.
Oh, definitely, it's a tactic. It's how they manipulate narrative and make you feel certain ways. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, the other thing about these Indic gods is that they're two-faced. They're they have two sides of their coin, like Shiva. Shiva is the creator and the destroyer.
Right. The duplicity thing is really, really like fundamental part of. It's a fundamental part of our lives on the planet. So I can't see how all the other religions really get it fucking, you know, backwards and only have it one-sided. Just people.
And with you know, people who are devoutly Hindu, their entire day is taken up by worship or participation in these gods. That the different rags, they're played at different times of the day. You know, like I think Shiva, you have to play Shiva in like midday, and you play Durga in the twilight, in the afternoon, evening. You don't play it in the morning. There's another rag that you play in the morning. You know, so maybe you're worshipping the elephant god. What's his name?
Vishnu.
No. Anyway, there's an elephant god who is the god of small animals and houses and domestic stuff. I've forgotten his name. But anyways, and they all have a flip side, and the flip side of Durga is Kali. Is where Durga overcomes, you know, impossible problems. Kali creates impossible problems. Kali's a total bitch. She's a troublemaker. So you'll find if you look at Tulsi, that she'll have little periods where she does destructive things, and you know, and because Kali's got all of these
Dingo
10 arms, and so does Durga. Each arm has got one of the weapons of the gods. You see,
right?
So you know, they're powerful for good or bad. And I imagine that Tulsi tries to stay on the Durga side of the coin, but she'll be capable of being Kali as well.
All right.
And so we're you know, the ethos of Durga is she doesn't fight wars of aggression. She fights wars of defense, but she's ruthless. And that's where, you know, Tulsi can say, I don't like these stupid wars of aggression that we're waging all over the world, but I'm still happy to go out and pounce on terrorists and stuff, because she sees that as a defensive thing. As terrorism is a threat to her country, as she sees it, but she won't participate in wars of aggression. Now, just to quickly touch on conservative, people relate or associate conservatism with the right wing and fascism and stuff like that, and this is where you lose your true Republicans, because they're just as much opposed to fascism and Nazism as anyone else. They just don't see changes that are being made in our culture as good. They'll fight it. So all of this redefinition of the dictionary and gender and all of this makes them feel ill, because this is change that they don't see as being necessary. And they'll fight it. And they're not fighting it because they're bastards. They're fighting it because they see danger in going there, and they don't want these changes, and because it disrupts their lives and their lives, the lives of their culture for eons.
Right.
And I'm sure that many conservatives would be happy to move to a more socialist mode of government because it's that is actually a conservative ideal. Is that the community takes care of the community, and so having this false dichotomy of Democrats representing the left and Republicans representing the right, it's completely false, because the left fight for rule by the people, the right fight for rule by a central authority or king. And that's how it was. That's where left and right came from in the French Revolution in the first place.
Right.
Because they were wings of the French Parliament. And the right wing were loyal to the king. And the left wing were loyal to rule by the people, democracy and capitalism.
Right. So the narratives that they have in the U.S. are just misconstrued anyway from their original origins, because it's a fucking uniparty that tries to portray that illusion.
Yeah.
Be conservative on one side and liberal on the other. It's just
So I find it useful to actually work out what the dialectics are. So conservative, the opposite of conservative is progressive. You see, progressives are fighting for change. Conservatives are fighting against change, and they have all different reasons, and they can be very corrupt. Like the incumbent, trying to fight against a worthwhile change for their incumbency's sake, that's corrupt. Or the person who's fighting for change that is going to benefit only them and their friends and be at the expense of the community at large, that's corrupt. But you can be fighting for good change, and you can be fighting against bad change, and that's conservative progressive. Now, left right, I've said, the left fights for rule by the people, the right fights for rule by the central power. So if you find yourself going into bat for central power, you're not on the left. So all of these sycophants and clones of Joe Biden, the Democratic Party, they're right wing. That's because they're fighting for the central power of their party.
Of course.
Right. And in fact, in the duopoly or mono party of the USA, there is no left wing at all. They're all fighting for centralized power. It's all right wing. Now, the other thing that the other dimension is, like, you've got left and right, you've got conservative and progressive, and the other one is liberal and totalitarian. A totalitarian is you do what you bloody say. It is a right-wing expression that you'll do what and how and when the authority tells you. Whereas liberal says that you'll be left alone to make your own choices, which is more aligned with the left, but it's not exactly aligned. So you need those three dichotomies or dialectics to actually find where somebody is politically.
Yeah.
There's probably other dichotomies, but those are the important ones. There's a difference between a dictator and a representative, and a lot of people call themselves representatives, and they're not really representing. And in fact, there's a lot of reasons why they don't. But anyway, so that's just the thing about Indic music and how it differs from Western culture, is that if you're practicing the religion, the music is part of the religion, and it's got a functional part of your religion, and it's it's much more integrated into your community and your culture. Whereas in the West, we'll just put a song on the radio or on the.
It's not ritualized like that. Like, you know what I mean? There's so much discipline. There's so much discipline in the Indian traditions like that. Just listening to one of those songs, you know what I mean? It could be 20 minutes of a drone note just playing for 20 minutes before a tabla even comes in, any kind of percussion, any kind of anything else even happens. It's
Yeah, well,
really intense and
there's
beautiful.
another
Like,
thing
Did you
about
see
Indic
what-
music.
Did you see what
Um,
Ben said before we get too far away
no,
from
what
it?
did it say?
He said Tulsi is bringing some Buddhist spiritual leader to the Independence Convention.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the Independence Convention is that she's bringing them to.
Was it the
but
convention of independent parties
I don't.
or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, the
That's-
thing is that she's
Why-
she's
But
got a
she's
great
bringing
deal of
this.
cultural. She has a great deal of cultural power behind her, and she will be doing something, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
It'll
what?
be
She's bringing a Buddhist spiritual leader. Would a Buddhist spiritual leader would I don't believe that they would be pro.
Well, they don't have to. They don't have to like believe in the same way that she does. You know, she believes in a way that she's defending her people and her country, and that's why she's okay with war, because she's assimilated in that role. It's in line with the goddess, like Oz just explained. It's very much in that vein.
So there are some similarities between Hinduism and Buddhism, but they're not exactly the same. Buddhism is much more pacifistic, and it is more involved in the principles of nature, whereas the Hindu ones, they're more involved in the principles of humans. You know, there's a lot of crossover. I mean, it's not black and white.
Yeah.
And really, the only Buddhism that I know about is Zen, which is a bit Japanese and Chinese. Mm-hmm. There's lots of different Buddhist things. Like in Thailand, it's a different practice. They're a bit more ritualistic in Thailand.
Yeah, I imagine there's like sects, like every other kind of religion, like different little concentrations of certain kind of you know, practices that they follow and ritual and stuff.
Well, in Buddhism, you know, they'll have their monks, and their monks is kind of set apart. They're not expected to be part of secular community. They get called on for ritual and these sort of things. And the Buddhist monks, they go through the most amazing ascetic self-torture, I'd call it, you know, where they're trying to destroy the self, and they very often they'll use pain as a tool to gain their discipline and focus. Putting themselves into extreme.
Trish T, hey there, haven't seen you in a minute.
Trish,
nice to see you.
But then, you know, the people who get through the Buddhist disciplines and get some mastery, these are amazingly peaceful people that are just great to have around.
Yeah.
So you can see why people like to have some Buddhist monks, because they
probably keep you in an even keel, make you check your shit. You know, like check yourself, son, before you wreck yourself. You know?
They're very involved in enlightenment, and whereas the Hindu thing, you know, not. I mean, the Hindu side of enlightenment is you know, the what do they call it? Transcendental.
Yeah.
Transcendental meditation and all of that is to, you know, just jump out of your body and
go explore the rest of the everything that you don't see when you're in your body.
Yeah, and the use of
that shit.
You know, mantras are good. I use them. They've got formal mantras and stuff that are just these nonsense prayers that you contemplate, and it stops the mind chatter.
Yep.
But I found that exercise that I told you about with the balance head and listen, that does the same thing.
Yeah, it's just like a way to attune. Like if you pull your shit back in and be focused. Yeah. Like I can get that same thing just playing C scale over and over and over and over, and just keep doing that over and over, and let my fingers do it, not think about it at all, and I'll just get into this whole like other
That's
place.
one thing that's great with music is that you can enter flow. I mean, once you've got some mastery and you get into flow, and it's just it's just so good to be in flow.
Yeah, it's the best state to be in. I think I don't know what's better than that. I've the only like, in all seriousness, the highest I've ever like perceived myself, like the highest I ever was, that I was conscious of being really elated and really high and joyous and everything, was seeing my children born and being in that flow in an electric rock and roll band playing for a fucking bunch of people and just being in it. That is the same thing.
When the whole band enters that flow too, that takes such a
Woo.
level, you know, and
man, that's the best.
Join in with it, and it just becomes an event. It becomes a thing.
It's a shared event with all the people that are there. Like, everybody experiences a thing at that moment.
And you'd know that when your band is flowing, or even when it's not, the energy of the audience starts to become part of the performance.
Yes.
Which is great. You get this massive rapport and feeling of togetherness, which is that's the real product of a gig.
Yeah. Unity, the unity that you feel that you can generate is really, it's next level stuff.
Everybody leaves the event elevated.
Yes.
You know, you can get it from a good movie, but the movie's not really participatory, whereas a gig is.
You can get it from good comedy too. That's also a way to get really elevated. Certain things, certain styles of comedy, certain kinds of things that make you laugh for dumb reasons, even make you feel better than like complex things that you have to fucking sort out in your own mind. And it's weird. Like, bliss is a fleeting thing, but you're tied into it when you're in that flow state. You're definitely, like the Grateful Dead talk about, the music plays the band. It's absolutely factual. That's what happens. You know what I mean? Like, you're exchanging energy with the audience. And once you have that circular thing happening in that room or on that field or wherever it happens to be, it's like one of the most, I don't know, the most like serotonin producing fucking things you can do on this planet, man. Yeah. It just feels so good.
Yeah, I haven't seen any studies on what happens in your bloodstream.
I'm just guessing it's serotonin. It could be an entirely different thing. It could be the DMT fucking molecule. I don't know. But it feels fucking great.
Who knows? There's bound to be a lot of adrenaline there too. And
yeah, sure. It's a cocktail,
Anyway, so just wanted to do dump that little snippet of knowledge that might become cogent if people like Tulsi start to become more active, which I think she will.
Right.
And so you've got an understanding that she's not a progressive.
Right.
She's very, very conservative, always has been, but is responding to a religious, a deeply a religious drive.
Yeah.
And
right
to say,
well, that's information I wasn't really fully aware of. I knew vaguely about her being religious, but not like, what the ties were or what the similarities were to other things and stuff,
Well, to understand that, girl, is, if you learn more about Durga, then you're learning more about Tulsi and what her potential is, because she's coming from a completely different angle to all of the rest of them. And it's culturally based, so it has power.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've seen the last of her. And what she's going.
I think this is her making moves.
Yeah, this seems like lateral movement. It doesn't, you know what I mean? She's like, all right.
She's making herself relevant, and everyone's talking about her. And I think that
that's not.
We need to be aware of when our attention is being drawn to one person in particular, and it's going to make everybody fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
We need to be paying attention to what's happening behind the scenes, because that's usually when something else is happening that everybody seems to fucking miss because they're all distracted by somebody like Tulsi Gabbard.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, that's true. I mean, leaders are, they're not necessary in my opinion. In the long run, leaders just get in the way.
Yeah.
And anyway, I just wanted to drop that little bit, and a bit of food for thought, and some understanding of music and culture that I found out just through following my own tradition, because I'm a great believer in tradition.
Hell yeah.
Because
Right on.
I see it as the bones of humanity, the living bones, because we build on what went before, and a lot of what went before is just garbage. But the good stuff gets protected in tradition, so that it can unpack and become fully vital even after it's been sort of neglected for a while. So yeah. Anyway, some songs from you now, Steve.
Well, thank you, Oz. Excellent as always. Cool conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, Oz Whistles.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity to speak. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
We
Does
love you.
anybody else have anything they want to come on and share?
Yeah, does anybody else wants to come on and share?
This was an improv
This is
live
totally
stream. Oz wanted to have a platform to come on and speak, and this is what we do. So if you would like to, let us know, because you can come right on.
Yeah, please. I like to hear people share their value. Really.
Applejack was asking your opinion on what he was saying in the beginning. I don't know if you can get those comments, Steve. He wanted to know what Oz thought too. Because he wants an objective opinion. Like, is he out in left field?
Because he was saying he was going back and forth with the RBN guys about how everybody's just convinced Tulsi's just going to be a Republican and that's it. And,
they're just assuming.
They're just assuming.
Assuming.
They're assuming that when she in fact said on Joe Rogan that no, she'll be independent, and that's what she said. I don't know if we can believe her, but I know that's what she said. So, everybody debating the thing is silly.
In the legend of Durga, who is the buffalo demon? Because she'll be after a specific entity as her arch enemy. So if she decides that the mono party is the buffalo demon,
right,
she'll go after it.
Well, then she would be third party, and that would be the coolest thing that could ever happen to this fucking country. Fucking spin it around, dude.
Well,
the third party that actually made an attempt on the fucking life of that fucking mono party. They got close to him with a fucking knife. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think any fucking politics is gonna fucking. That's fucking.
No, I agree.
They're not gonna save us.
No. I didn't mean to imply that her being able to possibly, scathe the fucking the mono party that's been running everything forever is going to have like a positive impact on everyone's future. No. That's not.
But
it
might fucking stir up some.
What I'm saying is, it does stir the pot in a way that can make all the rest of the things fucking crumble.
Yeah, but
quickly.
It could just be a big
fucking
bad. Distraction.
It could be great,
and everyone's looking at that. Well, they're fucking doing more things to us that are gonna fucking kill us.
I'm just convinced.
Or dropping bombs.
The entire system needs to crumble. Well, and if this is a vehicle to help that, then fucking let's go.
This is an advantage that the USA has. Is that you do have a tradition of melting pot, things being stirred up, and man, there's so much grassroots stuff building and building and building.
Yep.
When the mono part loses its grip, and there's signs that it's losing its grip very fast, then it's opening up all kinds of opportunities for other ideas and systems to stand up and start getting attention, get results, and that kind of thing can happen really quickly. I'm hoping, and I've got great hope in the United States. I think it's got the potential. There's so much good stuff going on there, apart from all the home, the other stuff. I think probably awesome. So the rest of the world will follow along.
Hell yeah. You know.
Yeah. So that's I don't think Gabbard will join the Republicans. So I think she sees it as the demon that she's out to slay, along with the Democrats. And let's see what. And look, I don't believe in parties at all. I think parties, by the way they are, just by the nature of what they are, is that they become self-serving and corrupt.
Yep.
It's because they become another tribe.
Yeah.
And if you're in a tribe, you serve the tribe. You're pushed there by your representative of it.
No, you're not talking.
And then you become part of the politician tribe, and then you stop serving your home tribe, and that's just how it works. Parties are a bad idea.
Unless I'm throwing one, you don't want one. All right, that's the rule.
Yeah. It's like big balls. Some balls are held for charity.
That's right.
Okay, that's all I have to say. And I'd like to hear somebody else's music or thoughts or ideas.
Or both.
Or both. Okay,
Thanks,
so
Alex.
I'll just let Agent Johnson eat my internet here.
Oh, that wild cocky.
I'll just join the.
Peaches, did you hear about that cocky? Did
Here
you
we
hear
go.
about him?
Johnson's got it.
He's got it. It's all over now. It's all over but the fighting. Let's see.
All right, you got to put the link back in there. And I don't know if Seb wants to come on and talk about the Tulsi part.
Okay, I'm going to put the link back in there.
Yes, John, this is a good tribe.
This is a good tribe. We try to serve the tribe.
We're getting there,
We're
okay,
getting there.
Applejack? We're getting there. Don't be pushy.
Give them shit. All right, I'm going to play a song.
I'm only kidding.
And then
Mouse said Agent Johnson is his porn name.
I'd rather sleep in a box like a bum on the street than a fine feather bed with your cold little feet.
You're not going over there. Right?
I'd rather be deaf and dumb, stolen blind, and then to know that your mornings will never be mine. And I'd rather die than to live without you. I'd rather go hungry than eat lonesome stew. You know it's once in a lifetime and it won't come again. It's here and it's gone on a magnolia wind. I'd rather not walk through the garden again if I can't catch your scent on a magnolia wind. Well, if ever comes time, when it comes time to go, just pack up your fiddle, just pack up your bow. If I can't dance with you, then I won't dance at all. I'll just sit this one out with my back to the wall. I'd rather hear pretty music again. If I can't catch your fiddle on a magnolia wind, if I can't catch your scent on a magnolia wind. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, honey, you are my shining star. Don't you go away. Oh, baby, I wanna be right here where you are till my dying day. Oh, baby, so many find, so many try to find a love like yours and mine. Oh, baby, and honey, when we touch, love you so much. You're all I ever dreamed of. Oh, baby, honey, I'll never leave you lonely. I give my love to you only, to you only, to you only. Oh, honey, you are my shining star. Don't you go away. Oh, baby, I wanna be right here where you are till my dying day. And honey, I'll never leave you lonely. Give my love to you only. To you only. To you only.
Applejack is in the waiting room. He sent us $5 too. On
Applejack, I love this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome Seb the Applejack to the funky stage.
It's okay, baby. Sorry, guys, my son is crying.
Oh, don't cry, buddy.
It's all right. It's all right. Let me get to my room that I was going to speak to you guys in because it's better light. Because I can hear my nose, so I ran, and I see my son on the floor crying, and I'm like, "What's wrong?" And she goes, "Oh, because she made us some hot coffee, and she thought that he grabbed the coffee and burnt himself, but he really didn't."
Oh shit!
Yeah, I know. It scared the crap out of me. I was like, "Holy shit!" But everything is good. So I got a question for y'all. What do you guys think of WikiLeaks posting Zelensky possibly getting the Mandela Freedom of Thought Award?
Well, it hurts my brain a little just to think of it, just even on its face, just like to consider the headline, the picture of fucking Julian in jail and Zelensky over here, like, oh my god,
Well,
dude!
Can we just talk about awards first? Can we just talk about awards in
Let's
general?
just talk about the awards shows
and the
guys.
fact that awards are just like basically it's bogus, it's bullshit.
Can
it's
somebody
like,
shoot me in the face
is
right
it
now?
that time of year?
Wait,
that
Seb's got a gun.
the
Please, just
is there
little
like
off the top.
little kids get them in school, everyone gets an award. Are we just continuing this into adulthood? Everybody gets a goddamn award. They've lost their meaning because everyone gets them for every fucking thing. Like, think about it. Even in Hollywood, that's what they fucking do. They give each other fucking awards. And you have to kiss the right person's ass to get these fucking awards and do things in Hollywood. I mean, it's all a game.
Yeah.
It's a fucking joke.
It is phony baloney. And they're giving out a lot on the old interwebs. The old interwebs on the Twitters and stuff got the old what do you call them? Mediums, the indie mediums be giving out.
And they're trying to force it all, like all of them give all the awards to Zelensky of all people.
It just they've lost their value. They don't fucking mean shit anymore.
People have just spun things completely to a juxtaposition. It's not like normal times when things actually, you know what I mean? If something was fucked up, you would look at it and you go, well, that's kind of fucked up. And like 5 or 6 other people would agree with you. Like, yeah, that seems fucked up. Let's fucking check that out. And then you all check it out and you all find out it's all fucked up. But now if you do that, you have 5 people that all agree on a thing, then you're a hive mind. And then you can't be trusted because your judgment, you five crazy fuckers think something is happening. That could possibly be the thing.
Totally.
We have to get rid of all of those things. Well, that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying
Georgie wants a trophy for showing up to work all week.
Yes. See, everybody gets a trophy. I forgot to tell everyone. Everyone wins an award just for showing up tonight. So
yes,
way to go, everybody. Let's hear it for everyone.
Give yourself a round of applause, everybody. Fuck,
don't wake up the baby. God,
but it builds their self-esteem.
Yes, it does.
For little kids.
We're on the self-esteem team, everybody. It's a self-esteem team.
I don't need a fucking award for my fucking self-esteem. I know that what I do is what I do.
Go me, everybody.
Like, cool.
I mean, you I mean, go me. Shit.
You know what I mean? Though
I get confused with the self-esteem thing. Do I have an ego?
Their value.
Oh, wait, you can't.
And here's my Savvy Sabs impression. Doobie doobie doo.
Nicely done.
Oh yes. Oh
You've
yes.
been working on that. I could tell.
Yeah.
Which working that. That's not just regular improv. He practiced that shit. Come on.
Yeah, he does in front of the mirror, and you know, like his son's starting to do it too now. You know, and they have contests.
There's a really short one and a really tall one. They're like doobie doobie doo.
Oh my god, that would be the cutest video.
Yes.
And like Savvy would think it would be so cute. You should do
yeah.
that.
Just pan down to him and pan up to you.
Definitely.
I will make sure that Savvy sees it. You make a video like
We're
that.
always directing.
I would,
All right.
I would totally make sure that Savvy sees that.
Yeah, Steve, you got to clip that one part.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I will send it to her.
But we do have to, even though the Nobel Peace Prize is bullshit, we can all agree with that.
Well,
But we do have to give them a small round of applause because Zelensky definitely lost his bid for winning that award.
Obama got it.
Right,
Obama fucking got one.
They gave one to Obama, so it's fine.
The bomber.
Didn't they want like Hitler to win that?
I think so. Yeah.
It's bullshit. It just proves that everything is bullshit.
It just shows like the
Self-aggrandizing, pat on the fucking back, and
I know,
like,
right?
they fucking eat it up. They fucking eat the fucking shit up.
everyone is like indoctrinated with the awards show mentality because we all grew up watching the Oscars and the Emmys and the fucking Grammys and all of this celebrity thing that we're all just indoctrinated with, that we don't even question it when it happens around us. It's happening around us in this little tiny sphere. And we're like, really? Awards? That's what you're doing?
All right, let's pat ourselves
Excellent.
on the back.
All right.
So,
Welcome to Cooking with Applejack. You might wonder how much sodium phosphate he's putting in that glass right now.
I needed to put a lot of sugar because it's like a salted caramel coffee, but I can only taste the water.
Okay.
So it's like
The water is
okay,
harsh.
yeah. So I definitely needed to add a little bit of sugar to that.
Trish says it's a fucking distraction. Exactly.
It is. They always are. That's what I mean. Like, we're indoctrinated to just accept an award show. Somebody's like, oh, we're going to give awards to everybody. It's going to be great. All the people are going to be happy because they got awards, and it'll be awesome. And you'll have an award and you can put it on your wall. You can show it when you go on camera. You could see you got an award. Look, I got a mushroom award last year. It's right here. It's beautiful. Right?
The mushroom
really
award.
Proud of it, you guys. I worked really hard for that mushroom award.
And it also shows the Western hegemony where they indict the people that they want to push as the good guys to
Absolutely.
win these awards.
It's pro wrestling.
Hey, I
Yep.
mean,
It's what it is.
I mean, you can get. Emma says here that they have suicide pods for sale, luxury ones.
Oh, well, you're gonna want a nice one, right? I mean,
Do I get to bring my award with me?
I got a suicide award. You guys.
Oops,
I-
sorry.
I had the cleanest suicide pod after I finished. They gave me an
Yeah,
award.
who the fuck has?
It was post-mortem, but my mom
Whose
has
job is it to clean that between? Whose job is it to take care of that person's body if they want to go into a
Oh,
suicide pod?
They'll have droids for that. Don't worry.
No, but I mean, like seriously, they have those already.
Yeah, I know.
So who takes care of that? And what if it malfunctions?
Nobel will come around and collect all the remains of everyone just to make sure nobody was like, really good at peace and stuff that they missed. I don't know. Exactly.
No, if Zelensky would have won that would have just been another way of funneling money. Because don't they get like $1 million for winning that prize?
Yeah, they get a huge stipend, and I think that also gets them. If once you get that award, that means like you're in other groups of things too, like other, you know, WEF-based fucking projects and such, where you get, you know, appointed just because you won special, you know, honorary.
So, what do you guys think in the
Positions.
chat? Are awards bullshit? Give me a 1 if you think awards are bullshit, and if you like awards, then give me a 2 and let me know.
Yeah,
And I'm on Streamlabs, so I can't see the chat. So please tell me what the majority.
we will. We'll give you the results for sure. I was gonna say the Wobbly Boo said Bob Dylan got a Nobel for literature, so I disowned him. You know, there's other reasons. There's a bunch of other reasons to disown Bob Dylan. But,
For real.
but
I'm seeing 1.
I still play lots of his music because he writes some fucking badass songs. So, I mean, you can't have everything. You know, I figured that out like recently, like yesterday or the day before. Was it yesterday? I was venting and I had to go off about Bob Weir playing the Kennedy fucking Convention Center in Washington, D.C. for 4 nights, and his Wolf Brothers band with Jay Lane and Don Was. Playing with this whole orchestra, the Washington, D.C. Philharmonic or whatever the fuck they are. Amazing. It was really cool to hear those Grateful Dead songs with the fucking classical fucking arrangement and all these different instruments and stuff. It's fucking stunning. But at the same time, I'm like, I try to put myself in that position. Like, if you make it and you're so successful in what you do as an entertainer that you have to humbly accept things like playing for these fucking monsters in those sorts of circles and those things, right? Do you have to, or you can just end your celebrity and just be blacklisted and just not give a fuck about any of that? Because I mean, there's a certain amount of like prestige that you seek, right? You want to be considered by your peers to be a fucking, you know, an OG, right? So Bob Weir's a fucking OG now. He's played for the fucking, you know, he played for at the Kennedy fucking convention place, right? That's like a big fucking deal. All the famous people, Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin, all of the different people have been honored in that place in that way, right? Celebrating the music that those people make with
Definitely.
a symphony orchestra and all the fucking trappings of that, all these fucking, you know, ticket holders to those places that are billionaires and shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's the crowd you're playing for. So my question is like, how do you justify that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I could.
I can't either. But
It's
that's
like,
the
I don't
whole
think
thing.
I could get behind it and be like, oh, well, you know, I understand. I hate all of this stuff. And I'm always bitching about all of these things. But now you want me to go put on a tuxedo and play in front of these motherfuckers? I feel like a monkey. You know what I mean? Like, I'd feel like a monkey on a stage. Like, are you kidding me? I'm fucking King Kong chained to the fucking theater wall. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like in that situation.
Yes, but all of this prestige and all of this fame and money, they weaponize it and they make it so that it's like, you now have to do it, or we'll put you in a place where you're now.
That's what I mean. Like, there's
like
like
Waters.
There's a certain like safe place to be in the mainstream and be successful and exist on a place where nothing really fucking interferes with that, right? That's what Bobby's been doing for fucking years now. Since Jerry passed away, he's figured out how to do that. Now he's accepted into, you know, they played for Obama. They fucking, you know what I mean? Like, all of these things, they're part of that inner circle.
Yeah, that inner circle.
Like, Willie Nelson played in Sonoma County in the Vineyard, like last night or the night before, at a private party for 100 people. Like, the people on the bike path were lined up in fucking folding chairs listening to Willie playing in the yard over the way. Nancy Pelosi was at that party. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the circles of people that I'm talking about. Yeah. Bob Weir can be holding it down like a motherfucker, playing great music, which he is, and I will never fault him for that. But it's those decisions, man, that fucking gets to me. Like, they weren't mainstream, but now they are. Yeah, there's fucking great. You started everything. You started a thing by being subversive on its face, like right in everybody's face. Fuck you. We're spun. Everybody's spun. We're going to have fun. And that's it, right? It's the Grateful Dead. They were counter culture. They weren't part of the culture.
But
Now
were they?
Now it's
But
this
were
like
they?
were here and now they're right there. Just boom. Just met up right in the fucking center of it.
Yep. Now it's
because
And that's
what
not
you
to
would
say that
consider-
all the people associated with those people
right,
are down with any of this bullshit.
right,
I'm
because
saying
they got
the
into the
game-
music for a reason.
Right. And the game itself dictates the rules more than you think it does. That's what I'm saying is like, you know, you can be subversive and still maintain a certain level of success.
Roger Waters.
But once you get to a certain level above that,
Roger Waters.
you start playing for other fucking reasons or something, man. Like I'm pretty sure Bobby's all set. He doesn't need to fucking keep playing. You know what I'm saying?
But we're not saying
He's just
shouldn't-
guaranteeing his family
and
be
you're not-
successful
you're
in the
not saying
future.
that he
I
shouldn't
understand.
play.
No,
But it's like, you know, but at the same time,
The
they could
necessity.
be doing something with that. that
Definitely.
makes it like, you know, I'm going to raise mutual aid and, you know, or I'm going to make sure these tickets need to be affordable so that people can go to them.
I think
Or even awareness, even if you're just trying to raise awareness.
yes, that's what
You
I'm.
use
That's
your
what
Roger
I'm.
platform
Waters,
for
like
what
a
I'm
reason.
thinking. That's what I'm saying. Like Roger's doing that. He's saying he's talking the talk and walking the walk. So that's really awesome. And he's accepted in the same fucking circles in the same exact thing that I'm fucking pointing out about Bob. Roger is right in that same level, that same echelon of, you know, classic rock fucking monster bands, right?
like
Pink Floyd and Grateful Dead, Jesus Christ. So like, there doesn't get any bigger. My point is this, that I want to fucking articulate. Like, I'm not condemning anybody more than this. When you started in the band was about being subversive and not playing by the rules and making life an adventure and trying to fucking obfuscate reality and fuck with people and do that on a fucking grand scale. And they were really successful at doing that for a long time. And it just feels like once you reach a certain level of success, millions and millions of dollars and multiple homes and fucking ranches in Montana and all the fucking trappings of what Bob owns, right? How much is enough? You got to keep charging fucking $500 for a fucking seat to go see Dead and Company.
like
Right.
for
I
a
don't wanna-
nosebleed fucking
I'm just
seat.
saying that where is that line? I guess it's different for every single person, right? What you consider to be successful and what you consider to be the thing. I'm just saying, instead of them being subversive, they've just made a lot of fucking money, and they helped a lot of people along the way as well. It's not like Grateful Dead was like the fucking, you know, one of the innovators of fucking mutual aid in the 60s. You know what I mean? So that's real. You know what I mean? They absolutely did that stuff. I just feel like once you get to that, you get to this level up here, man, when they were fucking came back and played the last shows that they're ever going to play again, and then go and then didn't go. And then, okay, well, this is the last shows that we're going to play together. Or, you know, it's like the Eagles scam, the Hell Freezes Over tour that never ended for a decade, and they just kept touring and making millions and millions and millions and millions and millions. It's like, that just seems like a fucking grind, man. It feels like a fucking grift to me. It's like, you don't have to do that. You can be successful in
Like
other ways.
Like Mike is saying, like DSO is more fun. It's $30 a ticket as opposed to $500 a fucking ticket. You know what I mean? Like there needs to be some like a little bit more humbleness, like humility.
Yeah, that's
with
what is
this.
lacking.
Like, it's just it's so disconnected. It's so big and it's so popular because they do make great music, but you lose all of what it started out as. You lose that.
It just sucks that it has to become so corporatized. I mean, it happened in the fucking 80s. We watched it happen in real time with the Grateful Dead having a Touch of Grey as a hit on the radio, just like blew up the Grateful Dead fucking parking lot to just unmanageable proportions. And, you know, they got kicked out of many cities because of that. But I'm just saying, like, when you get to this point, Bob could just like be like Billy and like kick back on a fucking Hawaiian island and enjoy your horses and smoke fucking good ganja and just chill, right? And play with all the greatest players of the world. You can have them come over and fucking sit on the porch and play. Why wouldn't you do that? You know what I mean? Like, why you want to just keep grinding, keep grinding, and they just the pocketbook just gets fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter.
And that's why
That's what I'm saying. That the level is just up here now. It's
and
different.
that's why I love Maynard James Keenan of Tool, A Perfect Circle, and Pussifer, because they went on tour for 3 months straight, and every single one of the shows that they played in, they let 200 people come in for free.
Yeah.
See, that's
and they
what
played
I'm
small
saying.
fucking rooms. They played all over the fucking place. You know what I mean? That is dope. Imagine Bobby does that. He just shows up with Jay and Don Waz and a fucking little fucking dump somewhere. People are going to lose their minds. You're going to have the most fun you ever had on your fucking life. You know what I mean? That's like, it just seems like that's what I would do if I was fucking rich and could do it. I'd just be like, all right, we're going to go to Boston tonight. Tomorrow we're going to go to fucking Minneapolis. We're not going to announce any of this shit. We're just going to show up and play.
It's a matter of perspective.
It's fun. It's
a matter of, you know what I mean? What are you really doing it for? Is it only for when you have like 100,000 people in a stadium? Is that the only thing that gets you off?
That's what I mean. The last tour that Dead & Co is going to do is next summer, and they're already selling.
Say it's the last.
That's what they said, but it's one big tour, one big banger of a tour.
How much are the tickets going to be?
Every venue is like fucking 75,000 people or more. Like that's a fucking money grab and a half, bro.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. I don't want to fucking shit on Bob Weir because he is an OG. He's a badass musician. I love his voice. I love his songwriting.
We just have a different perspective.
I just have a different thought on the thing. Like, god damn, man.
But the thing is I follow your thought. Because like I remember I went to the Music as a Weapon tour with Disturbed, and I had like nosebleed tickets, and it was still like $120.
Yeah.
Why
does a show have to be that much money? And that's like a basic price now. Like if you go to a show today, it's going to probably cost you $100 if it's a lawn seat or close to it anyway.
If not more.
I mean, if you go to a stadium show.
The venues are all charging astronomical amounts right now too because they were shut down.
Right. And everybody's trying to play catch up. So that's what I mean. It's like, I understand the money grab, but goddamn, does every single person in the universe have to like try to take the money all now while the money is crumbling? Like the money's getting devalued as you're fucking grabbing it. It's just like, what the fuck? So next time when the Dead & Co go on tour and they're like, oh, one more tour, John Mayer said we could do it. Now the tickets are $700 a piece and let's go. One big banger tour. And you know what I mean? That's how I feel. It feels like everybody is going to do that. Everybody.
And when the United States loses the petrodollar and our dollar is no longer the top dollar in the world, I would like to know what you're going to do with all that money.
Yep.
That's exactly what I'm screaming is because if you're trying to get as much as you can right now, as fast as you can, it's obvious that the thing is falling. The house of cards that our debt system is made out of is crumbling all the time. Gas is fucking $9 a gallon in California. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. It's crazy how fast it's escalating. And
we're talking about Georgie. We're talking about the money. The money that the money that the musicians are making off of the shows. They are making the money off of the shows, and it's an astronomical, crazy amount. And like most people aren't even able, it's becoming like an exclusive thing where, unless you have a ton of money, you're not going to get to go to a show.
Yeah, you have to.
It used to be that you could go to a fucking Dead show and you could raise a lot and you could sell your shit or you could do whatever and make it into a show. Mm-hmm. That's not the case now. No. You can't do that now.
It's very different.
Yeah, and I just want to add, nobody is sitting here saying not to make your money. You know what I'm saying? What we're saying is once you get to a certain level, you have to be there for the people.
That's what I'm saying. Once you have got yourself in a safe position,
exactly,
and you're a kind and giving person, your want then becomes to help the people around you to do better. So that they can
especially
do
when
better.
Your music,
so
especially
they don't
when
have
your
to
music,
worry about fucking shit. Yes.
Especially when your music is about being that.
Yeah,
Like when you're sitting there
the
talking.
business aspect of what's happening right now, not the musicians so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm griping about fucking, minutia, really, when you get down to it. Like, to be asked to fucking play in those venues is a fucking tremendous honor and highly esteemed, no matter who the fucking horrible fucking forefathers were that built that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oz said that touring bands often get their money leached by their own crew, managers, and production costs.
Right, but not these guys. These guys have been in business for themselves for a long time. They know how to do it. They are successful at it.
Yeah, and the merch that they have, like I have a lot of it. Leo has.
Yeah,
Leo's collar and and his leash are Grateful Dead that my sister got us. He has a great I have a dog shirt. It's a Grateful Dead shirt. Like you know what I mean? Like we are we have some of the merch stuff too. Like and they're making it. They're making plenty. Like they have built and it's not that it's. We're not shitting on the Dead. We love them. Like we've been to them. Like we're not saying that, but we're being realistic about what's happening with the money, and that we just feel like some of it should be more community minded, like it used to be.
I wish it was more about like this, like helping the scene to be, whole, instead of it being about costing fucking $40 to park and fucking tickets being $200. It's just it's exorbitant. That's what it is. It just seems over the top for me.
SF Thomas, if you're paying attention to the chat,
I get
says hospital ERs are cheaper than a 6-pack in my position though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's all about perspective too, because if you're in a position where you make enough money that $200 ticket price doesn't affect you, you know what I mean? That $200 is more like $20 to you, then I can see nobody having a problem with it. And millions of people don't have a fucking problem with it. The people who are poor and don't have fucking that kind of means available to be able to go enjoy those shows, because like we said, we fucking love them too. We grew up with it. So in all music in general, for that matter, just like just being a part of it is really important as a tradition, as a fucking therapy, as a fucking meditation. It's all really good for you, and we all deserve it. So I wish there was just kind of like a thought like that involved when people are putting tours together. We think more about like, how can we make this ticket $50 instead of fucking $500?
Yeah. And like Emma said, like free drum circles in the park, don't bother looking for a miracle. Yeah, there's no miracle. Like
I got my miracles in the 80s.
When things are up so high like that, you're not going to see that love and that compassion that you used to see on Dead Lot, because the prices are so high and it's so astronomical. Yeah, even people with money are. It's changed over these past years. It has changed,
but you still see that. That's the beauty. That is the thing that is so beautiful about Grateful Dead Lot, is that it always did embrace that on some level. Like people who had more gave.
Yeah, maybe before shared. COVID. I don't
know. I'm just talking about what I see. It really, it's kind of like, let it roll off, because if it bugs you, because I'm just a grumpy old cynical fuck who, loves the Grateful Dead and loves that scene and wishes it was just a little bit different and a little more inclusive. It seems the class division thing has really just, you know what I mean? It used to just be
ramped up out of control.
It's skater punks and homeless kids, rainbow kids traveling around with the Grateful Dead. They were the lower class. They were like a separate class of the Grateful Dead thing. And now it just seems like that line is just fucking written in stone. You know what I mean? Because you can't even afford to go. If you're one of those kids, you're not going on
fucking Shakedown. Like on Lot, it used to be that was, Leo, what are you doing? Like it used to be that like shakedown, there was shakedown, like there was actually people in lot, and like the last shows that we went to, it was like you couldn't even do lot, like you couldn't fucking sell anything. No one was out there selling stuff. Like it's the character of it has diminished as the money of it has increased, is what I'm seeing. That's what I feel like is happening. But
no,
Little
agree.
said everyone hates them, but the Juggalo show, you see a sense of community.
My girl's a juggalette.
Yeah, I know. Do you know? Oh my God, Green Jello.
I have to be 100% honest. I'm not wise in the ways of juggalos, but my girl is a juggalette. Like she's heavy into like
Nice.
Cottonmouth Kings and Twisted and stuff like that. You know, she'll play a lot of the music, but I don't know. The one person that she's put me onto that I really like is Tech Nine.
Yep. Yeah, Tech Nine. A lot of people fucking just dig the fuck out of that shit, man.
Yeah, I like him.
I think
But
it's very cool.
I'm still very ignorant with the ways of the jug. Like she has the hatchet girl and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, she's wicked into them. She was telling me about an old record company called the Psychopathic Records or something like that, and like she was putting me onto a lot of the game, but it's in one ear out the other because I'm always online researching other shit, and I'm really into politics, so that's where my mind goes.
Roman Smith's like all this talk of Dead Tour. Now on grilled cheese with a fucking
cheese whiz.
a cheese whiz grilled cheese.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
If you play that Weird Al Yankovic song backwards, it says Satan loves cheese whiz.
I used to eat cheese whiz on crackers and stuff. It's so gross. It's so gross.
Oh man. So can we take that a moment, because a lot of us are of like mind with a lot of the stuff that like Jimmy reports on, Jimmy Dore. So I just wanted to let you guys know that we are all right wing.
Yeah, apparently.
Good to know.
I know. I keep seeing someone say, like, people say that Jimmy Dore is a right winger. It's like, no, he's not conservative. Like, he's not.
They get at me.
Who are we to decide what somebody else is?
Yeah, they get at me because they say that my name is stupid because I have Jimmy Dore leftist on my name, and there's no such thing as a Jimmy Dore leftist.
Oh, you just get them. You just get under their skin.
Ah man,
and I agree with Jimmy on certain things, and I don't agree with him on other things.
Yeah, you don't have to agree with them 110%. I don't agree with them 100.
It's impossible to agree with anyone 100%.
Unless you
That's what I'm saying.
You can agree with pretty much anyone about 70%.
I have Jimmy Dore. I have Jimmy Dore leftist in my name because I like his style of leftism. It's not that he's my hero and anything he says is God and gold to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. I saw you have a shrine of Jimmy Dore.
Jimmy Dore shrine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If
I have a shrine of anything, it's a shrine of Steph. I love her.
Yeah, he's got a finger painted picture of Steph on the wall.
Macaroni and glue.
Macaroni
art. Oh my god, yeah. I'm gonna tell her.
He draws a little screen behind Jimmy. You know.
I'll get a hold of me, Scott and Steph, and be like, listen, you gotta be careful. I know that Steph was a teacher, but this guy's got a macaroni art piece of Steph.
He's got a macaroni art piece of Steph.
She calls me Seb Applejack, and I tell her all the time, you could just call me Applejack. Okay, Seb.
Yeah, she's funny.
Georgie got a shrine of shrooms. Very nice.
Oh, yes. That would be so funny, though. Oh my God.
Yeah, I love her, and I love Brownie. Brownie's the best.
Brownie and Leo, did you know that they were boyfriends for Valentine's?
They were each other's Valentine.
Oh, I'm gonna snapshot one of the pictures of Leo, and I'm gonna send it to her and be like, "Look who I found."
Yeah. Well, yes. They've been over onto these streams before. They've come over onto Steve's stream.
Oh man, the
That
only
would be cute, though.
I obviously I have Jimmy Dore Leftist on my name, but like I would mention Steph more often because she's the one that'll actually speak to me. I don't get to really speak to Jimmy because he's always busy, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I've talked to Steph. Like I talked to her and stuff, but never. I've never like talked with Jimmy.
Yeah, I think Jimmy liked a few of my posts and he retweeted one of my posts.
Nice.
So that I've never made it to his show yet, but that's my claim to fame.
Hey,
Well done.
Steph keeps her bowl in one of the pouches that I sent her.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. That's awesome.
People used to eat leather.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is 100% true.
Absolutely.
You got to understand, a lot of the times, a lot of the poor couldn't really get any food back in the day. There was no safety nets for them. And
Yeah.
they would, especially in the Wild West, they used to gobble that shit down.
Wait a minute. 200 for 10. What the hell are you guys talking about?
Emma said, "You're so poor, you have to eat your macaroni." Or I feel like there's a joke in there somewhere.
All I saw was there's 2006 prices, and I'm like, whoa, scroll back. What the fuck?
I'm
cheap?
very lucky. I got very lucky. I'm young, but I made a pretty penny off of the GameStop crash, and I made a pretty penny off of Dogecoin.
Nice.
And I have a really nice job that pays me well. So, like, I can live comfortably, but at the same time, I'm trying to donate to things that I think are worthy causes. I've donated a lot to Children Without Borders. I've donated a lot to Rome and stuff like that. And
That's awesome.
I try to help where I can, but at the same, because I want to practice a lot of the things that I preach, and I think that, you know, if I can sit here and say this is what I think our nation should be, then I think that I should also walk that same path that I speak on, you know. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
and that's why I think, like, I try to come up with facts instead of trying to just speak out of feeling. Because, like, I feel a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like I was speaking with CJ from RBN. At the end of the day, we can't just assume stuff. It lessens.
Whoa, he got quiet.
It lessens a lot of the lessons. I'm sorry, my girl was calling me.
There it was.
Oh.
It lessens a lot of the stuff that we end up speaking on it. It ruins our credibility. That's how I feel, at least.
Yeah. I mean, I will, if I see somebody that's like flying a sign and, you know, they're out there and they're like, I need help.
Okay. That's fine.
Then,
I just couldn't answer the phone.
If I, you know, if I have a couple dollars, I'm going to give it to
little
them
man
without
is
judgment.
trying to get to sleep.
Right on.
Him and his tablet.
Cute.
Oh, I can't hear you guys.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can? I can't hear you guys. What's going on here?
Did you mute your phone?
Might have muted it.
Hey, I'm going to jump out of the Streamlabs and come back because I can't hear you guys.
Right on. Yeah, cool. All right.
Georgie's asking if we've ever seen Apollo, the TV show.
I don't think so. I let out from Reno. I was trailed by 20 ham. Didn't get to sleep last night till the morning came around. Set out running, but I take my time. A friend of the devil is a friend of mine. If I get home before daylight, just might get some sleep tonight. Well, I ran into the devil, baby, and he loaned me 20 bill. Spent the night in Utah in a cave up in the hills. Set out running, but I take my time. A friend of the devil is a friend of mine. If I get home before daylight, just might get some sleep tonight. Got 2 reasons why I cry away each lonely night. The first one's named Sweet Anne Marie, and she's my heart's delight. Second one is prison baby, and the sheriff's on my trail. And if he catches up with me, you know I'll spend my life in jail. Well, I got a wife in a Chino, baby, and a one in Cherokee. First one says she got my child, but it don't look like me. I set out running, but I take my time. A friend of the devil is a friend of mine. If I get home before daylight, I just might get some sleep tonight. You can borrow from the devil, you can borrow from your friend. The devil give you 20 when your friends got only 10. Set out running, but I take my time. A friend of the devil is a friend of mine. If I get home before daylight, you know I just might get some sleep tonight. Well, I got 2 reasons why I cry away each lonely night. First one says Sweet Anne Marie, and she's my heart's delight. Second one is prison baby, and the sheriff's on my trail. I said if he catches up with me, you know I spend my life in jail. All right. Applejack came back.
Yes, my fault. It was my Wi-Fi. That's why I couldn't hear you.
Ah, I see. No worries.
I'm trying to get him to sleep. So, yeah, I've been told that I'm a right winger now. So that's the new thing that I got to deal with. And I see my man Gamer and Ganja's back.
Gamer, what up?
Hey, Gamer.
So how's my Peaches? Peaches been quiet.
Peaches is right here. He wants to come over and stand on the table in front of us.
I want a bird so bad just because of you guys. There he is.
Ow, 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 ow.
Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, God damn it.
Yeah,
Oh, that fucking hurt.
Why is he an ass today?
Oh, son of a bitch. He got me so good.
No,
you all right?
Oh, geez, he got you.
He got my thumb. He got my fucking ear. Oh, we're not having Peaches on my fucking shit no more.
No, he's in a fucking mood today.
Oh, you prick. Oh, you prick. All right. We'll be back in a minute.
Jesus. Oh!
Love that sweater, Lucky.
Oh, thanks. He got him bad. He got him bad. This fucking asshole bird.
He's all right.
No, he got him. He got him really fucking good.
At first, it was looking good, and then I seen him go after his ear. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Damn.
Miguel, he did. Peaches attacks again. He's gotten Steve's ear before, but this time he got it worse. He came after me earlier too. This I don't know what his problem is. He flew on me earlier and he bit the top of my ear, but he didn't draw blood on it. I don't know.
That's so wild.
They get like weird and like I don't know. I don't even know. Like there's nothing that set him off. Like nothing was happening. Like he flew over to Steve. Like he wanted to see him. Yeah, bird hormones. Bird hormones is fucking. Yeah, he's having a bad day, gamer.
Sheesh. That was wild. Yeah. Speaking of wild, one thing I do want to bring up. So how is it Cenk Uygur turned a post about Tulsi Gabbard into hate for Glenn Greenwald and Jimmy Dore?
Because it's all a distraction. And it makes Cenk be part of the fucking conversation. That's what he does. He brings up other people and he'll bring Jim because he knows that that's going to bring him views. That's going to bring him attention. That's, you know what I mean? Like it's always the same thing. It's always the same.
At the end of the day, it goes.
And now who's trending? Of course. You know what I mean? Like what's going to be trending now because of that issue that happened?
Yep.
You know, like it's all fucking distraction. That's why I don't do like Jimmy Dore reaction fucking videos. Like, if I wanted to grow the channel like crazy, then that's how you do it. That's how you get on that algorithm. That's how you know, but I don't, that's not me. That's not what it's not what I want to do.
My Nerf pistol.
You have a Nerf pistol? Nice. I just have a little Nerf gun.
Oh, wow. That thing is super small. This one's actually my son's, but he doesn't really play with it much because he's still more into cars and stuff like that. So I get to play with it. My inner child comes out.
Are you okay? So I wanna play a video real quick.
Yes. Totally.
It's totally. We're gonna totally play a video because it's Mr. Turtle. He just came out with this. I haven't even seen it myself. And if you guys don't know who Mr. Turtle is, you should. So I'm gonna introduce you guys. And I'll put the link into the chat too, so if you guys want to check them out. Because you should go over and subscribe. I found him like randomly, like I don't know how long ago it was, but I absolutely like most of his stuff. But like I said, I haven't seen it, so I don't know if this is if this is gonna be offensive or not. But let's see.
Did you say Epstein?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna mute myself.
Total in the house.
Okay.
And I'm the New World Order. And today we're singing about the Las Vegas shooting. That was 5 years ago, Toidle. You MAGA types lost your precious bump stocks. Boo-hoo. Actually, I'm far more concerned for the tragic loss of life. Another 867 were injured. Hold on there, Toidle. According to Wikipedia, it was 413. And the rest got injured from the ensuing panic. Wow, I never thought I'd be the one calling you out for victim blaming. Also, I don't trust wicked pedos. Pedo Peter? You were way too old to be showering with that guy. My body, my choice. Anyway, the Route 91 festival was going smoothly until Stephen Paddock opened fire on this peaceful gathering of country music fans. He's an interesting guy, shrouded in mystery and extremely difficult to assess. That's because he didn't have eyebrows. Hey, that's offensive to folks with eyebrow alopecia. That's not real. Stop spreading disinformation. Fine, I made it up. I'm applying to take over Brian Stelter's canceled show. Unreliable sources. Initially, the media was all over what is considered the deadliest mass shooting by an individual in U.S. history. I thought it was the Wounded Knee Massacre. That was carried out by a regiment of soldiers. Right, and Vegas was just one shooter. Actually, there were countless interviews and 911 calls claiming multiple shooters, even after the official time of Paddock's suicide. Makes no difference to me. Just take away the guns. Problem solved. Tell that to the Lakota people who were being stripped of their guns by the U.S. government before the massacre took place. Also, Waco and Ruby Ridge come to mind. All right. Now back to Vegas. About 2 weeks later, the media buried the story. The official narrative broadcast by the LVPD, headed by Sheriff Lombardo, had more holes than the Nord Stream pipelines. Peter warned them back in January.
There will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
But we'll provide Europe with highly marked up liquid gas, so win-win, right?
There is no conspiracy between the FBI, between LVMPD, and the MGM. Nobody is attempting to hide anything.
Paddock formerly and Lockheed Martin's employee.
Lee Hop, Patsy, or maybe Decoy.
But he certainly had an appetite for two.
At least he paid his taxes before they were due.
Static suicide, more volleys of fire at midnight.
Survivors claiming multiple shooters then mysteriously died.
How about 3 women besides Mary Lou and Lee?
Too many headshots and strange bullet trajectories.
And how about the lady telling people they would all fucking die?
Where's all the missing surveillance footage and hard drive?
Officers taking orders, switching off body cams.
Cell phones wiped after being in FBI's hands.
Why did the cops loiter for an hour in the hallway?
Did Uvalde officers get their training that day?
Eyewitnesses claim gunfire rained from the sky.
Helicopters switched their transponders off, but why?
Jesus Campos probably feared for his life.
Turns up on Ellen's degenerate show, who's tied
to MGM with a lucrative slot game deal.
Then MGM paid him off so he wouldn't squeal.
I love that.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I was checking on Steve, but yeah,
Oh
like
my
I love
God.
Mr. Turtle. You guys,
That
should
was
definitely subscribe.
amazing.
He has a bunch of good stuff. He's got an
I'm
Assange one.
subscribing right now. I am subscribing right now.
Yeah, everybody should. He has less than 3,000 subscribers.
I don't understand how, because he makes
I
gold.
know. He's got amazing. I love his work. It's
awesome.
I had them play on the Action for Assange, like with Misty. I had them play the Assange one before. Trying to think. Yes. Here, I'll play this one too. Because this one's great.
Hey guys, it's Mr.
Is it still on? Okay.
think you gotta press play.
Yeah, I gotta mute myself first.
Oh, okay, no
Then I'm
problem.
gonna press play.
Total in the house, and I'm the new world order. Today we're singing about WikiLeaks. I utterly detest WikiLeaks. How come? They prematurely eradicated my wet dream of President Hillary Clinton and First Lady Bill. Well, at least you ended up with the Dementor in Chief Joe Brandon. Don't be mean, Toidle, or I'll have you demonetized. I've never even been monetized. Then I'll have your coolest comments shadow banned. They already are, though. Then I'll have your channel removed. But then you'll disappear with me. Totally worth it. That's fine. I'll just head over to Rumble, Telegram, Gab, BitChute, Odyssey, Parler. Whoa, wait a second. We need you here at the Ministry of Truth. Like as a scapegoat? Or an effigy? Yeah, that sounds about right. Wait, so why is the MSM applauding Hagen for exposing Facebook while other far more profound whistleblowers are being demonized? That's because Hagen's either willfully or unwittingly promoting our agenda. We get to publicly chastise the all-powerful big tech oligarchy for their half-baked community guideline efforts. You mean just basic common censorship? When you put it that way, you sound like a green supremacist. I'm green and proud. Green is beautiful. You're an otter pain in my ass. That songs, my poor Juliet songs, they made an example out of you. That songs, please stay strong. You're the only living martyr I ever knew. Screw your martyrs infinitely if they threaten to expose our war atrocities. Need to know basis is for us, not for thee. Nothing to see here, sheep, just go back to sleep. Crimes of hacking and espionage, not be taken lightly. Julian songs, Julian songs. Oh, how I long for the day you get to go back home. Clearly, the U.S. government cannot simply allow Assange to walk. Otherwise, people like James O'Keefe from Project Veritas will feel reaffirmed in their mission to expose alleged injustices. So you're saying investigative journalism needs to be systematically rooted out? Think of them less as journalists and more as spineless spies threatening the very fabric of our precious totalitarianism. You mean otteritarianism?
Isn't Mr. Turtle the best? I know, auto-wise, Baxcidental, like, I mean, the play on words is just, it's insane.
Spectacular.
I absolutely adore that
It's
channel.
amazing.
And they have less than 3,000 like views. I share them all. I mean, like, I've shared their stuff as soon as I found it. I've shared it on Steve's streams, on mine. Like, I've always shared their content because it's just, you know, it's hilarious. And I don't agree with everything that they say or every meme that they have on there, but for the most part, what they do is just it's amazing. The talent of being able to do that too. It's like, you know,
That's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. I love it. I think I'm gonna binge watch them.
Oh, definitely.
You should.
It's a good binge.
Emma said I'm too sober for this.
It's a quality binge.
Well, once I find my pen, I will not be sober.
Or are you?
I'm coming back. Back from the war.
See, that was a war on Steve's ear.
That was a war on my ear.
Eesh.
Peaches has been at war with my ear for a while now. I think he won this time.
The chair is like making that noise while it's laughing.
Stop giggle squeaking my chair. Fucking giggle squeak. Lucky's new band, Giggle Squeak. She always moves fucking Mike way over here. I think her and Mike have an affair.
We do.
That's what's
He
happening.
likes to tickle my nose.
Tickles her nose. Come on, Mike. Look serious, would you? There we go. That's better. All right. So let's see.
Oh God,
me
Miguel
see.
already went and got the Peaches Attacks Again replay.
Oh God. It's already been, it's been clipped.
It's gonna be somebody's new short.
Breaking news: Peaches attacked Steve once again,
Oh my God.
unprovoked.
Well, he did it to me earlier. He flew to me and
did?
attacked my ear out of
He did.
nowhere.
He did, and Lucky is the one that he loves. Like
We
he-
should have known.
we should have known something bad.
Well,
was
he
gonna
was
happen.
fine. He was being super sweet and everything. And now he's just sometimes cockatoos can be very hormonal and
Yeah.
they'll just get in a mood.
He's got his rag on for sure. He bit right through my fucking thumb,
Damn.
Not through it, but he bit
like
he broke
right
the skin.
into it. See her there?
Yeah, you could see that.
Adams is
Yeah,
cracking up.
it is.
Vicky Adams, like absolutely.
I would encourage everyone to just go back a couple of minutes and look at the fucking pull the screen back because
I mean, it's crazy.
that was really violent and really I'm going, oh my fuck, ow, fucking you fucking got me. I must have said fuck like 73 times in about 4 seconds. It was pretty good.
Yes, there'll be another.
I'm sure the video is fantastic.
there will be a TikTok short.
There
Yes.
will be a TikTok short.
Yes, because Peaches.
Because what's more real than my pain, ladies and gentlemen?
It was crazy. It was like he just showed up and it was like, hey, what's up, Peaches? Ow, ow.
Ow, fuck, ow. Yeah, it was just chaos and violence. That was the kind of violence that AOC is talking about when
I
you use
was
those
thinking that
strong
exact
words.
same shit.
That same bird violence, man.
Yeah, that's
I was
real
thinking
violence.
that exact same shit.
And like he wanted to go see Steve. He flew
He did.
to
He
you.
flew onto my shoulder, was all like, hey, how's it going?
And then just was
And
like,
then
oh,
chomp.
there's a fucking ear?
He's like, oh, what is that, an ear?
That's a second ear
He's
today.
in the other room. Yeah, bitch, I did, motherfucker. I don't care what you say. Yeah.
Yeesh.
Damn, Bird.
Yeah, he's not. You can tell
He's not himself today.
He's not himself today. He did not. Maybe he didn't get good sleep. I don't know. He gets all the attention. Like he's with us from the time that we get up until the time that we go upstairs to go to bed. That
Yeah,
bird
he's
is
like,
with
yeah.
us all day long. He gets all the fucking attention. Mouse said Lucky stop. Quit rubbing corn juice on Steve. No.
It was a setup.
You guys got jokes. You guys got jokes.
It was a fucking setup.
It was the meat butter.
He said Peaches was giving you the hook.
Yeah, big time.
The show must go on. Yes, go start. Yes. Yeah, it was a makeup show from August. Exactly. He didn't bite through my ear. I haven't looked at my ear,
No,
but
he
it wasn't
bit through
bleeding.
my ear.
No, it didn't get through.
It's still
it's
kind of
pretty
bleeding.
well
You can see it.
It's still kind of bleeding. Yeah.
He has actually gone through my entire the thick part of my lower ear, my earlobe. He's actually
It's pretty good.
gone through it.
It's a pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah, you could see it.
Dip
You
it.
could see the red.
Yeah, he got either side of it and he broke the skin, but he didn't make a hole.
No, he did not get the beaks go through like with the full scissor action.
Yeah, he
mine-
didn't pierce it.
He got my ear.
Put a
before.
stud in it, Mike says.
I have
That's what a real man would do.
I have
Quit
I
crying,
have
you
an ear
pussy.
piercing machine. Like Peaches doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I have a stud piercer.
I've as a matter of fact, I can remember being a young man of maybe 23, 24 and meeting a girl who had a stud piercing gun and getting like
It's not a gun though.
whatever the fuck it is. I had like 8 in each ear or something by the morning, and it was a fun night.
What the? Fuck? I have one of those.
I
But
don't
I
encourage
don't-
everyone to
I
do
don't
that.
encourage.
So ear pain is kind of my thing, I guess.
I
know.
don't
They
encourage.
just picked up on it, I guess.
I don't encourage that kind of piercing, though. I think if you're going to get a piercing, you go to a shop or a person that
Yeah.
knows what they're doing,
Sure.
and you get it done with the actual the piercing needle is actually a hollow needle, and that's what you should be
Yeah.
using when you do a piercing,
Alright.
not
Not blunt force trauma.
no,
Oh.
no, because with the hollow
Fair
needle,
enough.
it actually removes that little bit of the skin. It's not a lot, but it removes it, and it's a lot less trauma to your body.
Peaches trying
Peaches
to
is not a good ear piercer.
He's not a good. Don't go to fucking Peaches for your piercing needs.
Yes, Peaches is not an ear piercer.
Yeah.
I just found some bud.
Hey, I got
outta Get out of here. Where? How? When?
I had a stash
Can
of
I-
a little bit.
holla.
Hello.
We're out of bud, so like
We
you
are
know.
so out of bud. She always does that. She always hides things on herself, and then when
I found, like,
when you're
hundreds of-
miserably fucking broke and you just want to smoke a joint, but you haven't in 2 days, and then suddenly there's a joint or a fucking bowl pack that you didn't see coming.
What do you think I got the nickname Lucky for? Come on,
Well,
now.
it's all starting to make sense to me.
on.
Can I?
It's all
Can I?
starting.
See, you
Can I
get
show
you
you
get an
guys
ear
some?
piercing, and
Nuggalicious.
I'll give you some bud. It's quite.
This
dry.
is Skittles.
Skittles. I like that kind.
Oh,
We've had that.
I'm jelly.
Those are yummy.
Can I have your bowl?
They're very stony.
Oh, you want to see my bowl? It's bedazzled.
Oh shit.
Really?
Oh yeah, he ain't playing. He got pink gemstones and green and
Yeah.
blue and all kind of groovy shit.
Oh,
Pretty.
That
what
was
is mine. Mine's a hammer.
my girl. She went crazy for it because I do blunts. That's what I mainly do.
See,
Uh-huh.
mine's a hammer, and it's horny.
Is a horn. Got horns on it.
It does. It has horns. Those are
It's got balls too.
Nice.
yeah.
It's got horns and balls.
It's got a big
It's
ball on that side.
It's kind of testicularly challenged on one side, but
It's a fucking piece, man. Like
it's pretty nice.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
Groovy. Groovy.
Yeah, I mainly
We
do
used to
blunts.
promote where it came from, but apparently that guy hates us now, so whatever.
yeah, I don't know why.
It's all good.
Wow.
Still makes a nice pipe.
Yeah, I still smoke out of it.
She still uses it daily. It's kind of an octopus. Yeah, it's like a horny
It's like an octopusy.
octopusy tendrilled.
Do
What
you
you
want
call?
to see? Oh, where's my other bowl? Where's the ones that are inappropriate for young children?
Oh, this one actually has a weed in it. So
Yeah, you're not hitting the
the Black Death.
the Black Death. I like that one. That's what I'm using.
That's what we used to call it, dude. For years, I
What do
used
you
to
think of
save
that?
it.
It looks like a vagina.
It is.
It is a vagina.
This is mine.
Children, turn away.
It's
Yeah.
her name is the oyster. This is the hole
The clam.
right here.
Oh, he's dead.
The clam.
That's where the hole is that you put your mouth. Demonstrate.
Yeah.
And that's where you put the buds. Seriously, I would go up to people and be like, guy friends of mine. I'd be like, "Hey, do you want to smoke out of my vagina?" And they would never know what to say.
Kind of a show stop in line.
Is Steve okay with that?
Well, sounds like it could get hot. I don't know. Shit.
He's like,
There's fire involved. Okay.
who are you asking?
You got my attention.
Wackos.
So, when the hell did Fiorella Isabel become Russian state-sponsored media?
Oh,
yeah.
a while back now, a few months,
No,
2 months,
No, a couple days ago.
Get actually the moniker,
labeled
the
as
actual
it.
label on Twitter, I think happened like last week.
Yeah.
I seen it today. I was like, when the hell did he become state
Oh yeah,
affiliated
that
media?
happened a couple of days ago. Like I would say, like last week. I think is
Yeah.
when they did it.
I want to
on
say like
Twitter.
Friday, or something.
Did they
Yeah,
did they
have-
label
they've
all of
officially labeled her as Russia state affiliated
Because she works for RT, so she's Russian state affiliated.
Oh, so it's not all of the combo couch. It's just her.
It's just her because she
Pasta
works
doesn't
at
have
RT.
that label because she literally works for RT. So in Russia, in Moscow, so they can slap that label right on her.
They gave it to
They can do whatever the fuck
gave
they
it to
want anyway.
Wyatt,
They can
too.
say you're a fucking Russian agent. They don't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know.
I knew they gave it to Wyatt.
It's only like Russian state affiliated or like Iran, like
Yeah.
American.
There's only like
you
three
know,
bad ones.
there's
There's
no,
Russia,
like,
China, and Iran.
There's no like
You
Connecticut.
get those, you're
There's no like. There's no like Canadian state affiliated media or North America. You know what I mean? There's no like. We're missing out on all these affiliations of media. Like
Oz says, "Hey man, it means the truth. It means you're a Russian."
I mean, it's so fucking stupid.
If you work for Russian TV and you live in Russia, does that make you Russian? I guess if you have citizenship, then if you have dual citizenship, so you can, or if you have a working visa, that's different than being a citizen. So I don't know.
She's got a work visa.
It doesn't mean one thing. It doesn't mean that she is Russian, but it definitely means that she works for a Russian company. And who gives a fucking rat's ass, really? At the end of the day, I just could not care less about that.
Emma said Applejack doesn't want a bird now.
Put the fear of fucking peaches into
Yeah, that can happen.
Put the fear of the harpies in me. The birds of prey.
I wouldn't get a cockatoo. I
right?
really
They
wouldn't.
start off singing all nice and shit.
I wouldn't suggest people get a
They
big
come for your
bird.
ears.
Oh,
I'm not
man.
tripping. You're tripping.
Like a little bird, like a parakeet, a parrot. Those are good. You know, if you want a parrot, a parrot is the tiniest. They call them pocket parrots because they are the smallest.
I want one that's gonna talk to me.
Parrots are the paraleaks.
They can all talk. They can all talk. It's just a matter of whether you get one that wants to. Like,
Yeah, we had a little tiny parakeet one like this that would say fucking bunch of shit. It would say baby, mommy, I love
That's
you.
awesome. That's what I want.
It was tiny. It was just like this tiny little tiny bird. And my friend Billy was like deathly afraid of it. Like you couldn't, if you reached your hand in the cage and picked up the bird, Bill would like run. And he was a grown man, you know, he was just like, like Bill, what are you afraid of? But now I understand his fear because peaches, right? Like but the little tiny bird doesn't intimidate me like the big tall bird with the big fucking can opener on his face.
Nuts open. Like
he's got a can opener on his face.
So I went on a rampage today. And I wrote Russian propaganda or this is Russian propaganda jokingly on everybody on my feed. So
I saw that. I think you put it on mine.
Yes.
Now I'm getting all these likes from these NAFO pro-Ukrainian people. Like they
you're
think
gonna
I'm
have the bot
serious.
army. You're gonna have like an extra 1,000 subscribers in a minute. They're all gonna be one bot.
Dude, you don't want to be on their radar.
They will
Those
fuck with you.
motherfuckers will.
I'm already on their radar.
You. They
Every day I'm in an argument with a new NAFO person, and
So
I'll
you're already
be
on
in an
their radar.
argument with them. I'll be in an argument with them for probably a good 3-4 hours, and then they'll block me.
The government thanks you. You're keeping them employed.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. You're keeping them employed.
I get blocked by them so much. It's so funny. I'm a Russian propagandist. I work for Putin. I'm pro-Putin, pro-Russian, even though I've never sat there and said that Putin is right for invading or anything. I'm pro-Putin because I bring up the Maidan coup, or I'll bring up the Minsk Accord, and then they'll be like, "Oh no, that's Russian propaganda." Okay, so you're telling me that never happened?
Nope. Sorry. Propaganda.
Nobody in the Donbass has ever really been shelled. That's all just Russian propaganda.
Yeah, and not for years either. Not like, it happened once and then it was an accident. Oops, sorry. No, it happened for years, but no, it didn't really happen.
It's not going on 9 years, guys.
That's not really 9 years
of
harming your own people. No, it's not that at all. They're awesome, right? They're not Nazis at all. I agree with that, Salty. Salty's like, I've got 2 birds, so I'm good. He's like, Fuck you both.
When Peaches attacks Ghost Art. Oh my god.
Ghost Art's already got that shit going around on the Twitter. Fucking
Like, and I'm not
going viral without me.
I'm not pro like Putin. I agree with him on certain things. I don't agree with him on certain things because
it's
he's
obvious.
not, you know what I mean? He's not accepting of gay and trans and all, you know what I mean? Like there's
a bunch of fundamental things are fucking wrong with Putin. There are no good guys that run fucking positions of power.
It's like people
It's as
fighting
simple as that.
over what person is in power right now is such a distraction. Like none of them are good. They're all fucking evil. They will bite you like peaches.
Tulsi. But Tulsi, Lucky Tulsi. Republican. Tulsi. Third party.
And it's funny because like I'll sit there and I'll be like, yeah, there's Nazis in Ukraine, and they'll be like, Azov is only like less than 1% of the army, and I'm like, yeah, but what about the Savota Party, the right sectors?
There's so many different facets.
ADAR,
they don't expect to be educated.
The 79th Air Assault Brigade.
They don't
National
expect
Corps.
you to have answers when they ask that question, Seb. They're just like, we are designed to ask this question, and you answer.
You to not be educated.
Answer does not compute. You know what I mean? That's the
Like,
mechanism.
there's hundreds of parties. There's hundreds of them, and it's like,
but
bro,
they expect you not to know that. Hello.
That's like Ukrainian stuff, bro. And Russians are bad. Okay,
Yeah, they're all fucking evil.
that's it. That's nothing more. Just that.
exactly. And it's so fucking retarded because it's like their literal hero is Stepan Bandera. They have pictures of him up in the wall. They made him a national hero.
Yeah, he's
And
John
this guy
Wayne,
is not
man.
a neo-Nazi. He's an actual Nazi. He actually killed people in World War II.
Right.
Jews, people fighting against him.
He's a cult hero.
part of
He's
the
a-
Nazi party.
He's a folk hero.
They are proud to hate the Russians.
It's a long tradition of hating people, man. You know, it goes back fucking centuries. And guess what? Every single time something happens big, it generally happens, right, over the last 800 years in that very area where superpowers and world powers collide is always there. It's always Ukraine. It's always Russia. It's always Poland, Germany, that little corner of the world.
Exactly.
Boom. It always is. Like empires fighting empires for fucking centuries. It's crazy.
And for what?
I don't know. It's like a cycle that we're in. It's a loop that we can't
I know,
stop.
but like for
It just
what?
keeps
To
happening.
keep killing people, like killing each other to see who has pretend power, as we're like, you know, like as these bombs. Like how come people aren't decrying about the fact that these bombs are killing people? They're toxic for the environment. That's what's killing all of us. But yeah, let's keep doing it. You know, let's keep practicing them. Let's keep arguing over who wants nuclear war or not. How about we fucking talk peace? But that's just not something that they are willing to have. That
right,
anti-war
Oz.
stance.
And they sit there trying to say we're trying to bring peace by sending weapons. What about Somalia? We're bombing Somalia. You know, like 70% of Somalia are nomads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why are we bombing nomads?
Because we need stuff that they have. Why are we fucking? Why do we have Syria in a headlock
Resources.
and have all of their farmland and all of their
It's
oil?
because of the oil. We secured the oil.
Because it's our oil. We're taking the oil.
Yeah, when he said the quiet part out loud,
That's why.
he's like, "Oh, whoops, yeah, that's
The
why
oil
they
is
didn't like
ours.
him
We have the
because
best oil.
he didn't have enough fucking tact." And if we hadn't had somebody that was so fucking like not tactful, do you think that they could have ushered in Biden so easily?
No way. They would have never got Biden elected or Hillary.
Think about
anybody like
think about
that.
if Biden was right after Obama acting the way he is right now. People wouldn't stand for it. But because they had to
They
bring in somebody else that was so to the fucking like extreme, like, oh my god, who brought this crazy guy in that other people love?
Yeah.
You know, like they brought the extreme candidate in there
just,
for a reason,
it was just
so that they could then they would make everyone else, like, they would lower our standards so much.
Well, yeah.
That,
you make that guy
Biden is acceptable to people.
Again, it's professional wrestling. Biden was the heel. You know, Biden is not the heel. Trump was the heel, and he was just made to be the heel of everything that ever happened for the 4 years he was president.
The baby face and the heel. And that's the funny part. It's like Biden's doing everything that Trump was doing and even more.
Yes.
But because Trump didn't speak well, it was something he didn't speak how they wanted him to speak. He would say
he didn't say the words that they wanted. He speaks better than fucking
Biden. We were crying about children in cages, but children are still in cages.
Exactly. They were in cages before we started crying about it.
But what also is happening though is that when it was Trump, I think that they were giving him a completely different narrative, and they were telling him one thing, and they were feeding like us a completely different narrative. So like we were being told one thing and he was being told another, and it created this constant chaos, and so many people tuned out because of it. A lot of people tuned in, but a lot of people tuned out from politics and were just like, this is too much, I can't keep up with this. It's too much of this back and forth, and you know, and it kept everybody fighting. And you know, like, well fucking played, guys. We got fucking played. We have to acknowledge that, or else we can't go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it pisses me off because it's like Trump is evil because he'd have his finger on the trigger and he would start World War III, and then Biden's trying to start World War III.
Right. And Biden actually knows how to use the fucking weapon, and Trump's just like, you know, like a fucking game show host.
Just like Zelensky.
And just like Zelensky, same exact thing, puppet put in place. You know, that's what they did. They organized it so that they could just do whatever they wanted when, you know, they appointed a fucking cabinet full of technocrats that run everything, all the media, all the fucking social media platforms. They run
those
that
bots
shit.
That you talk to.
Well, the bots that are fucking with you.
Well,
all
not really even bots. They're
all
just
one
CIA.
They're troll farms.
That's the CIA to me.
Oh yeah.
And it's funny because they'll sit there and tell me, oh, Ukrainians like Stepan Bandera because he's a national hero, not because of the Nazi stuff he did. Okay, so why can't Germans like Hitler for lowering costs and bringing Germany out of debt instead of the Nazi shit that he did?
P-Stuff is here. What did I tell you earlier about P-Stuff?
Oh, what did you tell me about P-Stuff?
That P-Stuff has met the person that I tattooed.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
P-Stuff, tell everybody about the person.
I am glad I'm not in the chat right now.
No, but so how weird is it that we don't know each other in person and like in real life, but I'm talking about the fact that I tattooed a guy's balls and blah blah blah, and P-Stuff is like tells me about how this person used to come in and get fucking free beer at the bar because he would use it as a freaking as a bet. And I brought P-Stuff, I was saying it earlier, and like, but how weird is that we could figure out who this person was through our streams just by like me saying what I was saying, and then P-Stuff, I'm like, oh my god, you know
that
exactly
shit is so fucked up.
P-Stuff goes, true that.
That shit is so fucked up.
That's so crazy, like in the scheme of how far away we are from each other. And
well, because it was up
things.
in Massachusetts, right? I think it was when P-Stuff lived in Mass, which is, you know, just north of us, but P-Stuff doesn't live there anymore. So like,
I know people in Mass.
You know,
I know people in Mass. I have family that live in Lawrence, Massachusetts. That's why obviously I'm from New York, but I know a lot of the east side, like New Hampshire, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maine.
It's so funny. Your accent is exactly like the hybrid of all of those places you're naming. You know what I mean? That's like, you could tell because it's the same thing when I talk. It comes out. You can't can't stop it. It's like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
like if it's from like the highway 95, 495, 295, I know that whole area, that whole strip.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It is. It's totally the 95 corridor from fucking Jersey to Maine. Like all that fucking shit. Like the back of my hand.
Mouse, don't be chewing on any ears.
I like how Georgie just says, like, he'll just say like something from a song, and I'm like, oh, like earlier he's like, this space is getting hot. I'm like,
Georgie wants to know if you've ever done a 10 strip, Applejack.
If I've ever done what?
A 10 strip.
A 10 strip?
Yeah.
I don't think I know what that is.
A 10 strip is 10 hits of acid.
Oh,
at once.
Okay, I've done one of those like breath strips.
Yep.
I've done one of those breath strips of acid, and I was fucked up for a weekend.
Okay, so yeah, that was called gel tab, and you probably ate maybe 20.
It tasted like blood. It was like metal,
like metallic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a no on the actual 10 strip though, but
yeah, definitely no.
Certainly, the space where Joey's talking about there.
Mouse said the breath strips. Yes.
It's really funny because like all through the 90s, allegedly, touring around.
I've totally done 10 strips.
We used the breath saver bottles to set up, bottles of liquid. And they were just the little breath saver. So every time you took a dose, you had wonderful fresh breath and you tripped your socks off.
Oh my gosh. One time, who was it that gave us cookies?
Matt.
Okay, yeah. Matt gave us little cookies. They looked like the Cookie Crisp cereal.
They were little tiny, smaller than
And
this
Steve
Julian Assange pendant.
And Steve was
Smaller.
Steve was like, they're ganja cookies. And so we ate them.
I thought they were.
I'm like, what? I'm like, it doesn't taste like ganja. And then we're out at a fucking show, and he's in the middle of playing, and we both like look at each other at like the same time, and we're like, that wasn't ganja. Like we both knew. We were both like, oh.
She's looking at her phone, and the light from the phone on her face and everything. I'm like, this is not quite. No, I expected to be stoned, but this is trippy. What is going on?
I was like
realization. Those cookies were not ganja cookies. They were dose cookies. And he said they're real strong.
Yeah.
Woo!
And
they fucking were. Several drops of liquid on each one. And we didn't. And I had a gig. And luckily, it was like a really beat gig and nobody really showed up. So we played for like 45 minutes for ourselves, got really spun, took a break, and just fucking called it a night. It was great. Like,
yeah, that was like down to water. It was a really weird place.
It was a weird place and fun. It was a fun night, like unexpected,
Yeah, Leo wanted to go swimming in the ocean.
Unexpected acid trip when you're supposed to be working is very fucking weird. I've had several experiences like that. Somebody years and years and years ago, like 91, I want to say.
Allegedly.
Or 90. It might have been 90, but the Grateful Dead played like I think 9 nights at Madison Square Garden in New York City, and my buddy Bill went to the second or third night and waited around and got some L or whatever and came back, and then the morning we go to work and it's the next morning. It's like I got this fucking dose from so and so, and I think it's bullshit because I did something and I don't really feel it or whatever. So he fucking puddles me, like big old puddle in my hand of this fucking liquid. And I take it and we're going to work at the pizza place to go fucking cook lunch on the line with the fucking Greek guy screaming at us to fucking go faster and shit and make fucking, burgers and pizza and whatever. And it is the funnest day at work I can ever remember having. Just uncontrollable fits of laughter, but we put out the food like beautiful. The boss was happy as fuck. I still have like a reoccurring thing where he's like, guy, go into walk in and get the mayonnaise. And he would say just like mayonnaise. You know, come on, guy, go in the back and get the mayonnaise. They're gonna run out on the line. And he like talked with this Greek accent, and it was like fucking, it's like poetry. Him saying mayonnaise will ever fucking be etched,
make a song about
etched in my mind.
mayonnaise.
I actually have thought about doing that, like just to memorialize the whole thing, commemorate it, because Gus the Greek asking for mayonnaise from the
Gus the Greek.
Gus the Greek, man.
See, my thing when I was living in New York, I used to always be with I guess you'd call it lean, but it wasn't really it wasn't promethazine. It was a liquid Roxaset.
Oh yeah.
I used to be with that.
It's the Roxaset was the shit before there was fucking lean.
Yeah, that I used to be on that.
Yep.
And Sprite, just mix it all day, just drink it all day. That used to be my thing. My boy died on it, and another one had seizures, and I eventually stopped using it. But I used to be on that like every day.
So you just that like is effective like that? Just keep you faded for fucking hours?
Oh my god, it was amazing. Even now, I still have dreams where I'll think of like that I'm doing it, and I'm like, oh, shit, and I'll wake up.
After being addicted to anything, you have those dreams. That's
yeah. We call them crack mares, but whenever we were on them, we called it sleepwalking because you would feel like you're in another zone.
Right.
Like I remember one time I would have to hold the wall, and I would feel like I'm leaning on through the whole building's moving, and I'm like, holy shit! Like it was crazy.
Drugs are wonderful and fucking terrible.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, depending on how they're used.
They're always both, like, you know, not equal parts necessarily, but certainly the potential for either side to fuck you over is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, too much or too little of a drug can really fuck you up. Like,
see, for years, again, I'm going to blame Bob Weir. He said too much of anything is just enough. So I believed him, and here we are.
Yeah. For me now, it's just weed and shrooms sometimes when I can get them. I mean, they're everywhere out here in Ohio now.
Oh, yeah. Everybody everywhere, USA, is blowing up with fucking homegrown mushrooms. Because the crime aspect of it is going away in a lot of places. Like Colorado is just on fire with that shit. They got factories of fucking psilocybin growing.
Out here, people don't even get in trouble for mushrooms.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're deregulated in a lot of places.
It's pretty good, but out here weed is still illegal.
It's a plant. It's a fungus that grows on this plant.
It's
on
mycelium.
This planet. It's mycelium. Like that should not be fucking something that they can like, you know, they should not be able to say that's against the fucking law. Like what? That's nature's law. Nature said that should grow on this fucking planet.
Yeah, and to be fair,
who the fuck is man to come in and say that you can't fucking have this that nature says grows on this fucking planet? Like that's bullshit.
What was I gonna? Oh yeah, Mouse Edit says it's cheaper than to grow weed to grow mushrooms, and it always has been. It's like just so less cost prohibitive. Like anybody can do it. It's not a
Mouse. This statement scares me. He says the first time I ever found a corpse was on PCP and had to deal with the cops. What? A first time? There was more than one time?
God damn.
That's what.
See, we need Mouse to come on the fucking show and
I know, right?
Tell us some stories, because all these people have these incredible stories and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, well, you know, like you got into an accident with your mom. Well, my mom killed 7 hitchhikers on the way home last night.
Oh my God,
whatever, you know what I mean?
Allegedly.
Well, okay, so I got a crazy story to tell you, right? So, obviously I haven't really mentioned it too much, but I used to be really heavy into gangbang. From where I came from, that's just how the whole hood was.
Sure.
And we used to be in a lot of fights with like these guys, the GDs, the Gangsta Disciples. We used to fight with them all the time. And it used to be like shooting at each other all the time and stuff. And in 2010, I got locked up for shooting a guy 6 times. He survived, but my charges were assault and battery, assault to murder, serious bodily injury, and malicious intent. The issue that I had with the guy was that he shot my cousin, and I was mad about it, and I went over to his hood and I shot him. I thought he died, but he didn't. He survived, which is kind of a blessing and a curse, because he snitched me out, which is how I got caught up. I did 7 years. I came out in 2017 in February.
Damn, son. 7.
Yeah, I was gone for a while, but when I came out, it's like the drill music and everything blew up the violence that was happening around in my city.
Oh, I bet.
And when I came out and I had my brother Feely. I love him, R.I.P. and everything. It was like we got reintroduced to each other. Like I hadn't seen him in so long, the better part of a decade. Like when I went in, the hottest phone was a BlackBerry Pearl. And then I'm coming out to TVs on gas stations and fucking everybody's touch screening.
Culture shock like a motherfucker. Yeah.
I wasn't used to this.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was with my brother. He had just had a daughter. And I went to visit my niece and I left. And then the next morning I got a call that my brother's been shot and was in the hospital. And it was from them spinning back, getting mad. And I guess they just caught him. They call it catching him lacking. And they caught him on the street and they shot him 3 times. One of them went through his chest and he didn't survive. He passed away. But it fueled this hatred I had, especially when we were sitting there drinking that Roxaset and shit. Like,
oh yeah, out of your mind already.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was just like it got to the point where we were shooting their hood up every day.
Damn.
But
allegedly, say allegedly.
Allegedly, but I already got in trouble for
he already did his time.
But
he
still,
did his bid for 7
yeah,
fucking years.
but we'll say allegedly. Say
allegedly just for fun.
We just always say that.
Just cause.
And do you think that you would have made different choices if you were in a different situation in the United States?
If I didn't live in my hood, I wouldn't be with the people I was with. I wouldn't have lived the life I had lived at that time.
Let me just say, I'm really, really fucking thankful, having only known you a short time, that you did fucking get out of that and don't have bullets flying by your fucking head. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have turned everything around, bro. That's fucking.
It's an example.
That's beautiful.
I don't know if you can see it, but I got a bullet hole here.
Yeah.
I got a bullet hole on my back, and I've been shot in the leg. And honestly, I was balls deep into the streets. I was completely about it until I had my son. And I had my son after my brother had passed. My brother passed. No, actually, I had my son and then my brother passed. My brother passed in April 15th, 2018. My son was born January, February, March, April 10th. So literally 5 days after my son was born, my brother passed. And my girl's from here, from Ohio. But when I got out, I went there, picked her up, brought her back to New York. Mm-hmm. And we were living in the hood. Like growing up, I went to PS 138. It was half blood and half GD. Yeah. And it was always fighting with GDs. Like it used to be fist fights, and then we stopped going to school, and then it gone to shooting, and it was crazy. And after my son was born, after my brother had passed, that's where it was the idea that it was like, I can't have my son grow up here. And then we moved. Her father, which was wicked cool, her father bought a house for us to rent off of him. It's still under his name. We rent it, but it's a house. It's the first house I've ever lived in. I've lived in apartments my whole life.
That's awesome.
And, so we ended up moving here. I live in like the greener side, the greener grass on the other side of the fence. I'm in a college town. It's beautiful. There's barely any crime. I live next to nothing but houses. I got a front yard. I got a backyard, green grass all around. Like I've never lived in a place like this.
That's fucking, dude. You fucking leveled up, dude. You leveled
Yeah,
out
I
of the
ended up-
fucking hood into fucking a much better living situation to raise your kid. That's amazing, dude.
Yeah,
Fucking-
and you know,
That's a
now my son is
success
4 years
That's
old.
fucking fully successful. I see why you want to fucking help other people, because you came out of the fucking struggle a lot fucking, a lot wiser. And it sounds like you just invest tons of energy and time into finding out information for yourself and being a critical thinker. And that's fucking,
And
fuck yeah,
that's
dude.
the whole thing, is like, when I was living there, I was always taking some type of L. It was always like, oh, I lost a friend, I lost a cousin, I lost my brother. It's like death was following me. A lot of the people that I grew up with, they would always either be living, you either had to stay indoors all the time, because the only time you would get caught up is when you left outside to go to the store or something like that. That's when they would find you. You know what I mean? And for fun, we would do these things called sliding, where you would get into a car like 4 or 5 deep, and you drive to where the enemy lives, and you'd shoot them up. Even, It doesn't matter if they're out there or not. You shoot up the projects, just the bricks or whatever, just to show them, hey, we ain't here to play, you know?
Right.
And coming out here, it's like life completely changed. I got a really good job. It's not completely sealed, but I was able to get to the point where my record is it's not expunged, but it's sealed.
Right.
I'm capable of holding a gun now, but I don't need an FID card, because out here in Ohio, concealed carry is legal without a firearm card.
Right.
Without a CCW.
So that's awesome. That works out perfect for you. Having fucking charges, that's fucking, like, that would ruin you if you lived in Connecticut. You wouldn't be able to fucking.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm trusted to actually hold a weapon for my job. I really like the job. I mean, I feel like I'm working for the man sometimes, but at the same time, I don't do much at work. I sit down and I just make sure nothing gets messed up. I work overnight, so nobody's really around, except for sometimes some researchers or the head of the facility would come by. But other than that, my son's able to grow up and I don't have to watch my back all the time. I can go outside and breathe air instead of staying indoors and playing spades all the time with my friends, you know, because that's basically what we do. Play video games and play spades. And the only time we'd go out is, hey, let's go drill on these people.
Right.
You know,
that's just like, that's really fucking, heartening to hear someone stepping out of, a fucking situation of, first of all, just having a fucking opiate habit and existing with that is a fucking struggle in itself. People just look at, well, they're just a waste of time because they're all fucked up on drugs. But it literally is a debilitating fucking way to be, right? So it impedes you in every way that you can think of. And to see someone rise up out of that, come out of jail, get past the fucking stigma of fucking being in jail and all that fucking shit that puts in your fucking way when you get out. Initially you're like, fuck, nobody wants to hire me because I was in jail. Or you get out with the jail hooking you up with a job, which will be like some fucking shit job in a warehouse or something, you know what I mean, where you're not getting paid dick. But like, that's how they do you. Like, you're either like the push out and you go fucking swim, or you fucking, you know what I mean, take the other way where they route you to some fucking restaurant or something and you wash dishes. You know what I mean? It's
and
not a lot of opportunity for prisoners.
The funny part is I sit there and I mention Massachusetts because when I shot the guy, I went on the run and I went on the lam in Massachusetts.
Right.
I eventually ended up getting picked up there anyway, and I had to do time there. I went to Essex County, and then when they put in a motion to come pick me up, it took them a while. It took them really long, so they sent me upstate in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I went to Walpole for classification, which is it's an old and famous prison. Whitey Bulger, all those people from Winter Hill Gang were there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I went to Shirley Medium, then Shirley Max, and then finally they came and picked me up. I didn't go to Sing Sing because I was already convicted by then, so they sent me straight to upstate. I went to Elvira for classification, and then I went to Sing Sing afterwards.
And that's where I served the rest of my time, which I was pretty lucky to do a lot of my time in Massachusetts, because New York was way crazier in the
I'm sure, especially if you're in the gang, you know what I mean, and like you're in that fucking soup right there. If you're right close to home, you know, if you're a fucking, you know, people fucking like going to court, staying in Rikers and shit. Like it, I've heard it's just insane there, just over the top. 16-year-old kids that will kill you for a fucking cigarette. You know what I mean? Like just.
We didn't even have they wouldn't even allow cigarettes in there. We used to what people would do is they would get a cigarette if they went to court, and they'll sneak it in, and then they'll bust it down. And like when you bought commissary, you'd get these like printed out pieces of paper that was like Bible paper. It was perfect to roll on.
Yep.
And we would break down all the tobacco from one cigarette and use a little bit of the tea guts from like the tea.
Yep.
And we would roll up like 10 miniature cigarettes from that one cigarette. Right. And then $10 would be for one of those. And you paid with
locker full of fucking commissary.
Yeah, money in there were a book of stamps.
Yeah.
In there, a book of stamps is 10 stamps instead of 20, like you'd get in the streets.
Right.
So it would be $5 a book. So 2 books of stamps would be 1 cigarette.
That's wild. That's wild that they still do the stamp thing.
And then you wrap up the stamps and you sell it off to the people that are gambling, playing blackjack or playing poker all the time.
Yeah.
And they would send money to your account. So that's how you converted the stamps into money.
Yeah. When I was down, the coolest thing that I ever pulled off was right before New Year's. My girlfriend at the time brought in like a balloon that had like, I don't know, maybe like 3 grams of fucking stinky piney nut. Allegedly. Stinky nut. And a piece of a ticket stub that was about, you know, maybe 2 inches by 1 inch. That was the craziest L mop up. Like every time somebody was laying out sheets, they would use that ticket stub to mop it up, and it had been dosed like maybe 10 times or something. So I got a fucking chunk of that. So needless to say, the dorm that night and the next night and the next night was lit the fuck up.
Hell yeah.
Everybody was dosed, dude. I had to be a fucking line of people at my, because it was a dorm. So I had a line of people up to the cube, and fucking just like my locker, my buddy's locker, his locker, all like it stocked up the entire fucking cube for like fucking months. We were selling shit. Like, you know, it was crazy. Like we turned from being the quiet fucking cube that didn't do anything to being like the biggest store in the fucking dorm, you know?
Hell yeah. The stores were making the money.
What the fuck you guys doing over there? Like, and he figured it out. He's like, oh, Steve's a head. He's a deadhead. So it's acid. They brought in some acid. Okay. And the Spanish guy, the Spanish CO was like totally fucking cool. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. A lot of the COs didn't care. They were getting in weed all the time. Allegedly. They were getting in weed all the time. And it would be like less than a 0.1 is what you put into a joint, and you got twisted.
Yeah. When you don't smoke for a long time, you get one little rip off a joint. You're like,
it was ridiculous. But honestly, the biggest money maker in there was Suboxone, the strips. That's people went crazy for that. I never did it because I used to see people throwing up all the time, and I hate throwing up on it.
Yeah.
But that used to be the number one moneymaker. People were paying for a full strip. They were maybe paying like $200.
That's
and then they would
crazy.
Fold it, and they're getting like a whole script from the streets, which would have like 400 strips in it. A whole script for like less than $20, and they're selling one strip out of that whole script for $200.
They ran game on people in Connecticut with Suboxone, bro. Like everybody that was on dope or that was on methadone got kicked off the methadone and put on Suboxone, and then everybody figured out, oh well, you can catch a pretty good buzz off of Suboxone. And they start selling it around. Everybody's eating fucking Xanax and Suboxone, so now you got an entirely different fucking two fucking chemicals that completely fucking waste your brain and make you think, you know, Monday is fucking Friday. You can't. I couldn't keep track of it back when I used to get fucking Xanny bars. It was off the chain, like memory loss, just lose days, just like.
That was the other thing. That was the fucking drug. That was the fucking drug. When we were out in the streets, we would take Xanax because it would make you feel like a zombie.
Yeah.
And then that's where it was like, okay, now you're down to go shoot up a block. Because you pop a Xanax and you just don't give a fuck. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that Eminem song. I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a question. Have you ever thought about writing a book, Applejack? I think that you've
I would need
so much.
I would need a writer. Like, I can tell stories, but when it comes to actually putting it down and writing it, typing it anyway, I always procrastinate all the time.
Yeah, that's what my problem's been. Like, I have a book to write too, and I haven't like just done it. You know what I mean? Like, I just need to
definitely
start it and then just do it, but I haven't yet. And I keep feeling like, oh, there'll be a time where it's just gonna like happen. I'm just gonna like not be able to stop writing it, you know. But
the one good thing I give about prison is that it made me fall in love with reading. And that's how I can do a lot of my research now. Because I read so many storybooks in there. And I've realized that, like, reading is... I've never read a book before I got locked up.
Yeah. That's awesome. The time that I was in, I totally took advantage of it as well. I got my GED. I hadn't been in school like for 7 years or something. I quit my senior year. I was like, fuck you, I'm going on that tour.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like 7 years later, I'm in fucking jail and get my GED. And I took the first, English composition and science and math and something else. Reading for writers also took, and fucking did really good on those as well. It was like so easy to me. I was like, wow, why did I wait so long to do this? This is the easiest fucking shit.
I did my GED.
Like, I do remember all the stuff that they jammed down my throat for fucking, for 11 years in a row. I remember going over fractions. I remember the parts of speech. I remember all those things that we had to learn. So taking the high school equivalency test was like, it seemed like it was a weird dream or something. Like, is this, you guys fucking punking me right now? Is this really the fucking thing?
Yeah, like, this is it? Come on. That's exactly how I was, because I dropped out at my sophomore year. But that was because it was just like, I'm not going to keep going to school and having to deal with fights and having to deal with worrying about what these people are doing. And I just was like, fuck school. I'm done with it. But then when I got locked up, it was like, oh, you should get your GED. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to waste my time with that. I got to sit down and learn. And then after they taught me cross multiplication, everything else was so simple. Everything was so simple.
Yeah.
It was like, once you start converting decimals to percentages and you can actually figure that out, the math part is the hardest part out of all of it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was the thing I did the worst on, was math. All the other things, I was 90-something percentiles.
Yeah, reading, comprehension, science, and history, it's all just reading. You get all the answers in reading it.
Exactly. It's about how much you remember of what you read. That's all.
Exactly.
And for other people, it's that plus, like, if you're dyslexic at all, it can be a real bitch because, like, you can, like, remember things inverted because you invert letters and things to make it make sense in your head, and then you can mix up, like, the point. You know what I mean? Like the mix up where the prepositional phrase is. You know what I mean? Is it above it or beyond or below or whatever? You know, like,
listen,
it's weird.
Dyscalculus is the, like, numbers of dyslexia. It's called dyscalculus. I have it.
Yeah. That's right.
It's really, really hard.
But I've heard that too from you talking about it, and other people too that I've known over the years that, like, deal with that, where they would actually read something and invert the point, like invert the idea or
Sleepy
whatever.
boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, little man's passed out.
Aren't they the cutest when they're passed out?
I love it when he's passed out. He's like a little demon when he's awoke. Seriously, he's like a little demon. He's just always trying to get into shit, always running around. He has this
Oh my
love
God.
for...
Jenna said, "Oh my God, Seb, I keep running into your Russian propaganda tweets." With a bunch of laughing emojis.
I went on a rampage. I literally went to everybody's post. I went to not AOC's post, but because she has me blocked. But a couple of other people's, like anything I would see on my feed, I was putting it on. I put it on Elon Musk and on XRP, people that were doing Bitcoin. There was a couple of YouTube streamers that YouTube stream a lot of like games and stuff like that, like gamer subs and stuff like that. I put it on those. There was
like, if people don't know you, they must think you're absolutely out of whack. Like, because I get your humor because I know it's you and I know where you're like, you know what I mean, where you are with your sarcasm. But like, some people are probably like, what the fuck? What's with this guy? Like,
Georgie's like, I'm not Russian, I'm just slow.
Oh my God.
He is strong.
There's some people that are like, you gotta grow up, and I'm like, they'll be like, why would you write Russian propaganda? And I'm like, because liberals taught me that that's what you use when you don't have an argument. And they'll be like, oh, you're awoke. My bad.
Oh my God. Jenna said that one shit-lipped celebrity talking about how it's never too late to follow your dreams. Dude posted Russian propaganda.
I did not discriminate.
Here.
I did not discriminate. It didn't matter what the subject was. I was writing Russian propaganda on it.
We should do that, like, as a thing, like, just a fun thing. Just drop something completely random, all of us, all over whatever social media it is, and just, like, let's see if we can make this happen and fuck with people. Who pooted? Putin? That's what Georgie said.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we have like the best fan. Like, freaking, you know, we collect the best people from all the places.
Yo, for real. For real.
Peaches,
I was just like, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. I'm writing Russian propaganda because they keep telling me that. Every time I'll give them facts, I'll put links, I'll show screenshots, and they'll be like, oh, that's Russian propaganda.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sure. A Ukrainian source, that's Russian propaganda.
Yeah, every time. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Someone asked me politely today to not follow propaganda, like to not follow Russian propaganda. Don't follow for that propaganda. I asked you not to fall for that propaganda. I'm like, what the fuck? You think that you are what? You random person on Twitter? You think that you can ask me politely and I just won't fall for propaganda? Like, what?
It's fucking hilarious. The United States is the most propagandized country in the world.
Yes.
And then they want to sit there and be like, oh, that's Russian propaganda.
Yeah. It's insane. The propaganda about propaganda is bad. Like, the propaganda about it is fucking delusional. I mean, when you talk about conspiracy theories, all that is something that the government came up with to label people and get them to not question things. Like, seriously.
Yeah, because the people that told you Saddam was throwing kids out of incubators and put chemical warfare on his own civilians, and the people that lied you into Iraq, and the people that lied you into Syria and to Libya, those people were lying then, but they're telling you the truth now.
Yes, of course they are.
So ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Oh man,
it's insane. It's just, we live in such an insane time that that you know what I mean? And then like people come in with like distractions, you know, like I'm more worried at like what's happening behind the scenes as everyone's now talking about Tulsi Gabbard.
Exactly.
What's happening that's being covered up. That's when I'm like the most alert. Like if they're really pushing something or something's really making both sides of everybody like talk about it, it's like, all right, well, what's happening behind the scenes? Always you gotta look behind the curtain because you know what I mean. That little man back there is fucking playing some bullshit and covering the fucking wool over people's fucking eyes.
Poochie.
Meat butter.
Meat butter.
Oh,
Little bear.
bear.
Hey, boy.
Bear.
Hey, big boy.
He's a big boy.
Big bears, big bears, big bears.
He's so pretty.
He's a big boy.
He's like, come on, Papa, I love you.
I know.
He's like, I love you.
He has this toy thing that he always bites after. He's always running after. If I throw it, wherever it goes.
That you gave the neighbor's dog?
It's similar. It's not the same one.
Really similar.
Our neighbor got a dog, and Leo had a stuffy, probably about the size of that one, and I gave it to the dog next door, and she loved it. She just like, oh my gosh,
Goes everywhere for it. Yeah. He like half gets pull and catch. I'll throw it. He'll grab it. He'll run back to me, but then he doesn't want to let it out of his mouth.
Oh, he doesn't want to drop it for you.
Yeah. And it's like, come on, because he's big, but he's still a puppy. That's my little brother. He's half a cop dog, half a.
Jenna Colby said we need to vote blue to save the democracies and freedoms and stuff. Russian propaganda.
Because
I love it.
Jenna, blue MAGA. Hey, wait a minute.
What?
This guy here is Russian propaganda. You could tell by his long hair, man. It's one of them long hairs with the Russian propaganda.
He was not nice today.
Oh, Jenna, did you witness the calamity, the violence committed upon
Peaches was not
my
nice
ear?
today.
Can you see?
He was not nice to me. He got my ear earlier.
Ow. See? Owie. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but we got a little clip of Peaches getting at Stever.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I like lost my mind because he like bit my thumb and it was a whole thing. I'm surprised somebody hasn't already clipped it out of this live stream.
Oh no, Miguel just dropped it.
Oh shit, there it is.
Yes.
Yeah, Jenna, he is in his cage.
Yeah.
He is usually with us from the time that we get up until like when we go to bed, and no, he is in his cage right now. That's why he is pissed. Peaches was bad. Oh yeah, you didn't see it. Yeah, he got him good. He flew to him too. Like we were all so proud. He flew.
This is my black little kitty.
Aw.
He beats up on my dog.
All right, Peaches.
Oh.
Please stop.
Kitty. No, you're an asshole.
You're being a dick, Peaches. You bit me.
That's why he's so screamy right now. He's in
like,
the other room.
me.
It's like you're talking to those people. I want to be there.
Yeah, he had a chance. Oh, Dingo ate my baby. He said Bear was the name of one of my
the
dogs.
dingo ate my baby.
So he said Bear was the name of one of my dogs, 100-pound black lab Doberman mix. It was a teenager. I had as a teenager. My fishing buddy loved to swim and scare the fish away, and I always loved to clean Clean up spilled beer.
Yeah, Bear is a mixture between a German Shepherd and a White Retriever.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah, maybe it's the full moon thing that's happening. I don't know.
Oh, there's a full moon. I gotta show you. I
don't
gotta
know.
show you my new teeth.
I know it's close.
I gotta show you guys my new teeth.
Boom. Why is there
You know,
two?
new teeth.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Oh, damn.
Sweetie, stop clawing my toe.
Damn.
Yeah, they're my platinum teeth.
Because platinum teeth, y'all. Fuck around and get bit. That's what.
You fuck around and get bit. Arr.
I feel like people who have like the grills like that, like you make a way more convincing pirate if you have a grill in your mouth. You're like, "Arr, matey," you know, like.
I love them. I got that, and I got my Pokemon. He's a little Gengar.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, my girl bought it for me.
Talk about blame.
Yeah, she bought it for me as a birthday present. I got lucky. Yeah, she has an awesome job. She drives. All they do is call her to like pick up medication or urine and stuff like that, and she'll just drive, pick it up, and drop them off, and then come back.
Wow.
And then they pay her for every trip, and she gets paid more than I do.
Wow.
Yeah, she's the primary breadwinner, even though I'm the one who pays most of the bills. Oh, I'm so glad I changed the brakes. Oh.
Brakes are good to have.
Yeah.
You know, you
Got brand new ones. I got to do the back though. I got to do the boots.
Peaches, shut the fuck up, dude.
Oh, he's so fucking cranky. I'm not like, no, I don't want to have him.
Hey, man. You know?
No, you were mean. You were a very bad bird. You usually are with us all the time. We're not doing that. Not happening.
Oh man.
Stop it.
I'm gonna learn how to play the guitar one day. The guitar.
Hell yeah, man. Let me know if you want.
I tell people I play the electric triangle.
I tell people I like to get electric and play the universe.
Or the acoustic cowbell.
Yeah. Let's hear it for the cowbell.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh man. Oh, so I remember what I wanted to bring up. So do you guys know anything about the Celsius drama?
No. What about the Celsius?
Okay, Celsius is a company that came out during the pandemic, and it was supposed to be a bank without a bank. That's how it advertised.
Yes, and I do remember this now. They scammed everybody for their fucking.
Yes.
They had all this Bitcoin, and they just didn't pay anybody their fucking satoshis or whatever.
So that's exactly what happened. They were promising They even put out a tweet telling everybody to hodl, to hold on. They were saying don't spread FOMO about it. FUD. Don't spread FUD about it. They're there for the long haul, and at the same time, they're buying $1 million mansions and $100,000 cars, and at the same time that they're telling everybody to put your money in here that it's never going to drop.
Yeah.
They're extracting all the money that they could.
Wow.
And
That sounds like an 80s. That sounds like 80s style fucking Wolf of Wall Street shit, man. That's just like, let's sell them a bunch of junk bonds. That's basically what
well,
they did.
the whole thing about it is you're putting your Bitcoin into it, and this is decentralized, and it's also not regulated.
Yeah,
so
that fucking
they get
the
away.
SEC and stuff can't do nothing about it. Nobody.
Yeah, they get away with stealing all these people's money.
Yeah.
And so they stole $27 million. Companies, rich people that are broke, thinking that they will make their money. They'll make money with the interest and stuff like that. And they had this thing called Get Yourself Out of Debt. And basically they would say you put your money in with us, and then every month you'd make money off of the interest and you'd get yourself off the debt. After they scammed everybody, the president then resigns as president. And his wife starts to make, after they've already scammed millions of dollars out of people, his wife makes a shirt saying "Get yourself out of bankruptcy," and she starts selling shirts like this.
What the
basically
fuck?
Laughing in everybody's face.
Yeah. That's some Jordan Belfort shit, man. That's fucking wild.
That shit is crazy.
Wow.
I think did they learn from like AOC with the Eat the Rich dress? Is that what happened?
Yeah, that was their cue.
I feel like that's the same thing. You
Well,
know, it's like a ha ha ha. You know.
Well, AOC has her own little drama too. There was a guy that came out that was checking. You know how she has that online business where you put money in and it would supposedly go for donations.
Yeah.
Well, they showed that like the shirts and stuff that she was selling, but her man was extracting all that wealth.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's where it all first started, where everybody started questioning AOC. Because not only that, a lot of that money was also being donated to Democracy Now! So it's like you're telling us to donate, but then you're donating our donations to the establishment.
Oh yeah, she did, to a bunch of people that stand for things that they are completely against. Against what she reportedly had said she stood for. But
So
obviously,
yeah, she talks. She's like Nina Turner. She talks a big game and spits everything that we want to hear, but then she votes overwhelmingly for the establishment and for Nancy Pelosi and everything else. And it's just like Nina Turner, where she'll sit down and say defund the police, but then she's on the board paying Cleveland police.
Yeah.
On the police donations.
That's
like
how
it makes
works.
no fucking sense.
It doesn't make sense to us, but it makes sense to them. If you look at it from their perspective, they're like, yeah, the people don't fucking put up enough of a fuss, and so we can fuck them over until they actually get their fucking shit together and care.
Exactly. And then like Nina Turner's husband used to be a cop, but now he runs a consulting firm, and he's worth millions of dollars, but he wasn't worth that much until after they were running for Bernie Sanders, and then out of nowhere he becomes a millionaire, and Bernie Sanders doesn't win. Then where all this money come from?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's the same thing with Occupy Democrats and their super PAC that was paying $40,000+ to Mitch McConnell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, what are you guys doing?
It's all corrupt. The whole thing
And they
is
tried
corrupt.
to be hush hush about it until the FEC filings. Then it's like, where did all this money go?
That's always the thing, man. It feels like, people like, I comment constantly. People are all fucking urging everybody to vote third party and to do this and to vote, vote. And I'm just like, fucking voting is just pointless at this point. The elections are fucked. Your vote doesn't mean what you think it does. You're not going to change anything by voting. Why don't we try not voting? Why don't we try opting out completely and building systems that fucking, help the people who need help now, instead of just like, oh, well, our money's not worth anything now and we don't have any food because everything is poison. How about we grow food? How about we feed ourselves? How about fuck all this fucking billionaire fucking worship bullshit, man? Like, people just they just don't see the folly of it. It's like, if you make enough money and you're comfortable and you don't have to fucking worry about sleeping on the fucking street, you don't have to worry about putting gas in your car, you don't have to worry about going to get food, right? All of those worries are not part of your fucking worrying system anymore. Why the fuck should you give a fuck about the homeless guy on the counter? You know what I'm saying? That's how people are. I got mine, bitch. Fuck you. Right?
Yep.
And ultimately, it's because that system is in place, right? Because they keep voting blue no matter who. And that system keeps just rolling over the top of us constantly. And nobody's willing to say, hold on a second. How about we break up with this fucking alcoholic, drug addict fucking country and we say, fuck you. We're not down with fucking going on another fucking death ride so you can go to the package store before it closes at 90 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Like running us off the cliff or bombing Ukraine or fucking Russia, whatever the fucking case may be. All the dirty business of this machine can be disassembled by fucking us. We have the power to do that. And the sooner people actually realize that they possess a fucking power, they don't even realize, like, when they have their vote, like, you know what I mean? If you vote for this person, that means this thing. If you vote for any of those people, it means that things will probably stay the same and just continue down the fucking mountain until we fucking crash at the bottom. Yeah. And that's where it's going. It's not going to slow down or stop because you voted. You know what I mean? If you don't vote and you actually take that energy and invest it into doing things for the people who are suffering around you, you're going to make an impact in the world.
The way I see it is
that's a noble fucking thing. If you can't do anything else to change anything, why not at least fucking try to do that? You know, that's my fucking argument, is like, I can't be a part of any of the fucking system anymore.
Well, I think that, you know, when you vote, you just, even if you vote third party, like people will say, you're just giving them a vote that you know that they're going to fucking manipulate it. Right? You're just giving them a free fucking pass to make it easier for them to manipulate that vote. That's exactly what they do. They you know, so I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to make it easier for them to cheat. Either side, it doesn't matter. I'm not making it easier for anybody to fucking cheat. I'm not doing it. I refuse.
You see, like, I'm not going to sit here and bash a person that wants to vote third party. If you think that's going to help, then whatever. But for me personally, I'm for withholding my vote. I'm for forcing them into thinking that they do need us instead of thinking they don't need us.
The point is, to me, ultimately, be at the end of the day, I don't need their fucking system anymore ruining everything. So I'm not gonna be a part of the thing in any capacity. I'm gonna do my best to subvert that shit because it's fucked up on its face. And there's nobody who can argue with me about the importance of voting and how I'm crazy because I don't vote and whatever. Fuck you. Fuck you. I will debate anybody on that topic because I feel as passionately about that as anything else. And, you know, the fact of the matter is that nothing is going to fucking change until there are actual elections that count, right? You can't even begin to change anything. And even when that happens, all the rest of the system is corrupt. So all of it is corrupt. All of it has to fucking burn the fuck down and start the fuck over. And if it doesn't, we're just going to go around a circle again. It's just a treadmill. We don't get off. Like every 800 years, right? Another big war in Ukraine and Russia. Woo, big surprise. You know what I mean? It's just
Did you hear this?
It's the same.
Did you hear this? Vicky said in the chat, did you all know that boys 18 are required to register for selective services?
Well, they did when I was 18.
When did they start that shit? No, but they're doing it now.
When did they stop doing it? Is my question.
I didn't register for selective services.
I think there's been a window where you didn't have to.
I think
Between when I was 18 and now, you know, which is fucking 30 fucking years or so. But at that time, I had to when I was 18. I got a letter in the mail that said you have to register for selective service. And we weren't at war. There was not. It was fucking Cold War, fucking Reagan era.
Huh.
You know, Clinton was president, I think, at the time. No,
I mean, we have a poor draft. I mean,
Reagan.
how many people
Bush was
join the
president.
military only because they don't know what to do, or they think that maybe they'll at least get an education and have health care out of it if they survive. You know, if they have to go off to war, you know, if they at least come back, then they're at least a hero. And you know, like even though you're not, you're fucking being used. You're being used. But I mean, like we have a poor draft. That's that's why we don't have healthcare in this country. It's why we don't have
Free college.
It's why we don't have.
We did for years. This country had free college, had all kinds of good shit. And then they took systematically ruined everything.
I can't, in good conscience, fight for a country that I know is not going to do anything for me.
Yeah, it's really
yeah, no,
it poses a real dilemma. The idea of nationalism on it, you know, as a thing that we've all been indoctrinated into our whole lives, telling us over and over the red, white, and blue is the best thing that ever happened ever in the history of ever. It's the greatest. It's the best. You know, your grandfather died for this country. You know what I mean? Like all of these things are fucking ground into us from the day we're born until fucking we die. They just try to make sure that you don't stray from that ideal, because you will do anything for your country, won't you? It's your fucking country, bro. You know, and they just play on your emotions and your heart and your fucking pride and your nostalgia. You know, all of that is fucking brought into play, and they just work us, man. They work us. They lie to us from the start. They continue to lie. They indoctrinate us into these thinking patterns. They teach us selective history of stuff. You know what I mean? They alter all the facts and the definitions as they go along to suit the narrative at the time. That's what they do. They've systematically lied to everyone from day one. And it's not just like one thing. It's like whatever is accepted as mainstream.
I think you're echoing.
Is absolutely the fucking the epitome of it, because that's every periodical.
Do you have like the reverb on or something?
Probably. Am I echoing?
The
yeah, you are.
Echo, but I'm not mad about it. This needs to be echoed, is what Miguel said.
Okay. No, I did. I had the delay on. Totally forgot because I was playing the guitar earlier, like listening to it.
Yeah, when Peaches decided to fucking attack.
Yeah.
Again.
I was gonna play a nice song for the bird, and then he tried to assassinate me again.
Yeah, I agree with Rome. I don't think that changing the system is going to happen with votes. I think there has to be an actual revolution.
Yeah.
And that's why I'll sit here and I'll say death to America. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can actually agree with
I want to start over.
See, my thing is like I want
out with the old, and we need to shed our old skin.
Yeah, I don't want death to America. I want a birth of a new America. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. When
I say death to America, I say it like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yeah,
you need to tear down the system that it has now.
Yeah,
so that you can build a better system.
We can come together and we can have better, but we have to put our minds to it, and we have to stop the infighting. We have to say, okay, we can let's figure out these things that we agree with other people on, that we don't like to talk to about everything. You know, like we don't have to agree on everything.
I think
let's find the things that we agree. Where do we agree? Let's seek those agreements out and not focus on all the things that we don't agree upon. Let's find the things that we agree upon and see where we are there. Where are we there? Let's reassess. Now that we say, okay, well, we don't like this. Okay, we agree on that. Let's move on to the next, until we can figure that out. But I think it's just we have so many people, and this isn't a population control thing, right? Like, this isn't a eugenics viewpoint or anything like that. I'm just like, we have so many people. I think it's hard to know what we all agree upon, because it's so many of us. But I feel like there's a lot of things that many of us do, and that we can figure it out together if we just fucking try.
We're indoctrinated to hate each other. We're indoctrinated to hate what we don't like, find what we dislike about each other.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I'm saying?
anything we don't understand about each other. It's not even about like knowing anything. They keep you like, look what they did during this pandemic. They just separated everybody by 6 feet. Motherfucker, you can't touch another human. You have to stay isolated. You have to fucking, you know what I mean? They literally are making those divisions that they make with fucking ideologies and stuff to divide us. They made physical fucking versions of those same things. Wear the mask because we said, not because of any good reason, but because we said yours.
Arrows.
That's right. Follow the arrow.
In the store.
Be submissive and subservient because it's for the greater good. You don't want to be a fucking douchebag now, do you? Go get your shot. Go wear your mask, or your my grandmother's going to die if you don't wear a fucking mask. You know what I mean? Like just insanity, bro. Just dividing people, just making spaces between us all.
Instead of looking for solutions and places where we can agree and how we can better help humanity, and the complete opposite, disguised as being better for the better good of humanity. Like,
don't
they disguise it, and it's
let us think for you.
Yeah,
that's ultimately it. You don't need to think anymore. We got that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It's just because you don't understand science.
Yeah.
Science. These people are professionals, and they just lied to everyone on the planet. I mean, never a time before that when you were going to do something like. There was a scare of a potential pandemic, right? You literally rounded up all the people who were most at risk. Not all the motherfucking people in general. They're like, oh, everybody's got to have it. Everybody, everywhere, everyone. And like, no, that's
whether
not
you're sick or not.
That is not traditionally how vaccines are supposed to work. They're supposed to save the people who are most at work.
We should be careful.
That's it.
Where we're going,
right? So, but I'm just saying, without saying enough to get fucked over by YouTube.
Yeah. We don't want to say
that. Ultimately, you know what I mean. Them doing that, having that manipulative power with that MSM that I'm talking about, and every periodical and every radio station and everything, just jamming that shit down your throat for fucking 2 years.
Definitely.
2 more weeks to flatten the curve. It just, what the fuck, man? How can people just be that, out of touch that you can't recognize a fucking huckster? You know what I mean? It's a fucking snake oil salesman fucking extravaganza going on,
Well, the truth is coming out.
The truth is starting to happen. It's starting to fucking.
I don't want to get too far into that though on here, like right now, because it's late and we've been on for over 3 hours.
I'm gonna play a song and I think we're gonna end this up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off and jump in the chat.
Right on. Well, thanks, buddy.
Thanks for coming.
Definitely. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We shall do it again.
Definitely, we'll do it again. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the chat.
All right.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Sebby Seb, the Applejack. Wait, what's the number? Applejack something?
59.
59, motherfucker.
The hype convinced me.
The hype convinced me. You're not supposed to believe the hype. Damn it.
Yeah, that's right, Vicky. I remember.
Well, there is nothing that is wrong wanting you to stay here with me. Know you got somewhere to go. Won't you make yourself at home and stay with me? But don't you ever leave. Lay down, Sally. Rest here in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk to? Lay down, Sally. No need to leave so soon. Well, I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. Well, the sun ain't nearly on the rise. We still got the moon and stars above. Underneath the velvet skies, love is all that matters. Won't you stay with me? And don't you ever leave. Lay down, Sally. Rest here in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk to? Lay down, Peaches. I don't need to leave so soon. Said I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. Well, I long to see the morning light, color in your face so dreamily. So don't you go and say goodbye. You can lay your worries down and stay with me. And don't you ever leave. Lay down, Sally. Rest here in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk to? Lay down, Sally. No need to leave so soon. I said I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. I long to see the morning light, color in your face so dreamily. Don't you go and say goodnight. You can lay your worries down and stay with me. Don't you ever leave. Lay down, Sally. Rest here in my arms. I said, don't you think you want someone to talk to? Lay down, Sally. No need to leave so soon. And I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. And I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. Yes, and I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. All right. A little lay down, Sally. The tweet is getting appropriately dragged. One on touch of puke. I don't know.
Uh-oh, I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what that is about. Nearly impossible to be pressured into anything. Like with every force, there's an equal and opposite force. That's me. That was you. Damn it, Go Start. I thought it was because I was out of weed. Shit. Yeah. Fake
Gamer
AOC.
wants to know who Agent Johnson is. You're gonna have to watch what the open mics, Gamer.
Yeah, open mic night. Agent Johnson does.
He does debut.
Yes, that's right. The show must go on. Vicky, see that little punch hole in my thumb right there? It's shaped just like a.
What, you get 10 and you get a free coffee?
Look, it's like a little smile. It's like a little cockatoo smile.
It's the shape of Peach's beak.
It is. It's totally a shape of his beak. It's like a little pyramid.
Can we get like a rubber tip for the beak? Like,
well, Tony Iommi wore fucking rubber extensions on his fingers because he got his fingers caught in a machine at work. But he was the guitar player for Black Sabbath and fucking was a fucking monster. So I think anything is possible.
Yeah, you guys gotta watch. You guys gotta watch the turtle.
Autocorrect turned high into iPhone on mouse edit.
Oh my god! Oh, I know the mouse, the turtle videos.
All right,
Mr. Turtle.
All right, Peaches, we're wrapping it up.
Miguel said Peaches screams as you're showing the scar.
Yeah, he's like, I did that.
Ah! Oh my god, he needs a I did that. We need a
That
I
was
did that
mine.
sticker, just like the ones they were putting on the gas station pumps to like Biden. You know, like I did that. We need a Peaches one that says I did that.
Picture of my bloody ear.
No, ew, I don't want to put that on the sticker.
Yeah. So remember, everybody, thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Ghost Art said not to
Peaches.
be confused with the other unvaccinated guy. I don't know what that means.
I don't know who that would be. That's weird. So thank you all for hanging out with us for this.
Peaches has tasted blood.
weird-
Oh no.
Oh boy.
And you know what was so cute? Steve was like so worried that like he hurt Peaches with his reaction. Like he's like, oh, I hope I didn't hurt the bird.
Well, what the fuck? It's upsetting, man. I don't want to fucking hurt the bird.
I know.
Don't tease me because I fucking have feelings.
No, I thought it was sweet. I didn't think it was a bad thing. I thought, like the fucking I'm like the bird attacked you. What do you like? You react. He's not hurt. Peaches is fine.
But I mean, that was the thing. I reacted like a bird was biting my thumb really hard, and I tried to shake him, and he fucking hit the floor really hard, and it fucking scared the shit out of me. I thought I fucking hurt him. I don't want to break the bird. I just don't want him to bite my ear off. I mean, there should be a happy medium somewhere between them.
Vampire Peaches. Yeah, apparently that's what he wants to be for Halloween.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, Gamer. I guess. Yeah, and that's the second ear he bit today. Like he got mine earlier, and he bruised it up, but he didn't like bite through it.
Thanks, Seb. We love you, and
Thank you, Applejack.
that's super nice of you. Thank you all for hanging out and tuning in and stuff. This impromptu stream. We'll see you again probably tomorrow, right?
I don't know. It might not until I don't know. Like Thursday is usually when I do a show. I don't know what's going to happen for this week.
Okay.
So.
Well, we'll let you know anyway. So this one was kind of bonus, and thank you all for hanging out. We love you.
All right. Yes.
Peace out. Peaches says
much love. Yeah, Peaches is in a bad mood, Gamer. Impromptu peaches bite. You peaches. Oh my god. No.
I like a beagle. Thank you all for hanging out. We love yous, and we will see you very soon at a stream near you. Thank you, Peaches. That's nice how you just add that little bit of flavor. Tastes like blood. Is that what you're saying? He said, hey, fat man, your thumb tastes like blood. All right. Love you guys. Say your thing so we can.
Namaste. I thought you were already done, Steve.
I am
thought
done.
You already did a thing.